Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
How's Nashville been treating you?
Oh, it's been great. Almost, I mean, life-changing, I would say, really, you know. Just, you know, full-time musician now, just doing everything I can. I mean, all my money I make is from doing that, constantly busy, so.
You commented on one of my
I'm loving
posts. I said something to somebody. I don't remember who I was talking about or whatever. And I mentioned, I either said something about you or I tagged you or something happened. And you commented on the post. You were like, I haven't worked a regular job since I've been here.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
And you can't do that in Minneapolis.
No, not at all.
So let's start there. What's the first main, there's obviously 1,000 things about Nashville that make it more capable of doing that, even though I think population-wise it's almost identical, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think it's like
Yeah.
literally. We'll look that up just for shits and giggles. Nashville population versus Minneapolis, because I'm going to bring up a couple other cities to compare to. Because one thing I want to get at is it's not the size of the city and it's not the weather, because there's other cities in the cold that kick a lot of ass. It is larger.
Okay.
Wow, by about 200,000 people. I didn't know that. I thought it was almost identical. Anyways, okay, so like,
I wonder if that's just Minneapolis, or is that like Minneapolis and St. Paul together? Because I'd almost like group that together, you know?
This is where it gets super weird, not to get into the weeds right away, but like the greater Twin Cities area has 4 million people in it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like the actual proper city of Minneapolis is like 400,000 or something like that.
Okay.
St. Paul, they claim to have 1 million, but St. Paul does it a little weird because they literally pull in South St. Paul, which is its own city.
Mm-hmm.
They pull in their own little burbs and like Lauderdale and Falcon Heights.
Yeah.
They call all of that St. Paul. So they take all those numbers and they're like, we have 1 million people. We're the biggest city. It's like, whatever, dude. So, but I'm getting at it's not New York, it's not Chicago, it's not LA. So like, what's the most obvious thing you noticed day one when you got there about, oh, this place is different and here's why we don't have this in Minneapolis? And we'll get more nuanced as we go. But I want to start with the super obvious shit.
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing I noticed, you know, most people that live there, especially musicians, they're not actually from there, you know? So, like, almost all the people that, you know, my circle, people I'm, you know, hang out with, play with, they all moved here and they have the same goals in mind I do. So since that's the case, they're all super supportive. We all support each other. I don't know. It's just... that would probably be the biggest thing, I'd say.
That's the first most obvious thing.
Yeah, just a lot more support for music. Not that there isn't here, you know, but it's just everyone there, you know.
It's a true music town. The entire town is built
whether
on the
you
music
play
industry.
music or not, whether
Right.
you know, everyone's there, you know.
I think a lot of it is these towns like Austin, even though Austin, the whole fucking city of Austin is built like this. Which I've never been to Austin. I've never been to Nashville. I got a lot of buddies who have. So if I'm wrong about this, guys, don't chew my ass out. Obviously, you can correct me. And if you're from Austin, you can correct me as well. But everybody knows about 6th Street in Austin. Now, there's a lot of bars all over the place in Austin. But 6th Street is like a concentration. It's like almost like a strip. I know Nashville has that. Yep. And I know the Sunset Strip used to be a thing. And I think the concentration of entertainment venues, whether it's comedy clubs, jazz clubs, rock and roll clubs, this combination of getting it all in one area, I think that can really help a lot, and we definitely don't have that either.
No, not at all.
Brad, did we used to have an entertainment district? Did we used to have a proper entertainment district? It was just downtown, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. I think that would be a big thing. To me, that's the most obvious one I've heard, and I've not even been there. Because people try to bring up the weather, and I'm like, dude, that can't possibly be the thing because other cold cities have thrived.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bonus, but yeah I agree. It's probably not a game changer.
It does snow down there sometimes, though, right?
Yeah, it doesn't stick, though, you know. We'll have an occasional cold day, but...
I heard the traffic sucks.
Oh, actually, I was just talking about that with my grandpa on the way here. It kind of depends. I feel like with all the routes and the time that I'm actually always going somewhere, I never deal with stuff.
Of course.
I actually just told my grandpa, I'm like, I'm so glad I don't have to drive down 694 on like rush hour anymore, because I hated that, but I do not miss it.
694 during rush hour has gotten really bad.
Yeah.
It used to only be bad when you were going one way, and I always went the other way, so I didn't mind 694, but then between my wife switching jobs and there was a time I worked in a different spot, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And you're basically just doing, for the listeners who don't understand, it's basically LA traffic. You're doing 20 miles an hour for fucking what should be a 15-minute jaunt is an hour and
Totally,
20 minutes,
totally.
dude. And you've got 8 miles.
Yeah.
It's horrible, dude.
I remember having to drive from White Bear Lake to Plymouth to band practice, and it would always, be at 5 o'clock. So I would always prepare for like a 45-minute drive,
That's one of the reasons I like living in the city, is because when I do have to have a job, we're almost always going against rush hour, because rush hour is always coming into the city in the morning and leaving at night, and I'm doing the opposite.
Yep.
So I've rarely ever had to deal with that shit.
Yeah, that's me right now with my schedule, so it's nice.
That's super nice. So you've done a lot of shit since you've been down there. Who's the first act you hooked up with when you were down there? You just start doing covers right away?
Yeah, so my Broadway band that I still play with to this day, it's called Love Drive. So I made a goal before I moved there. I think I visited Nashville like 2 times because I really wanted to go and meet people before I actually moved, because I didn't want to go in blind, I at least wanted to have some connections. And I became friends through some mutual people. They put me in contact with the singer of Love Drive now, and I told her I was moving down there, and she actually hired me, a few weeks before I actually moved. So like literally
You had a job.
the first weekend I moved there, I was already gigging,
That's awesome, dude.
and that's still going strong. We I think with that band we play, 4, sometimes 5 times a week.
Really?
So literally as soon as I get home on Saturday, right after from the airport, I'm going to 2 gigs with the band. So
So you're young enough to where this probably isn't really a factor yet, but I think about this now that I'm a lot older, and I got buddies who are, in an age range of me, older than you, younger than me, but they're really good. And a couple of them are like, you think I should go down there? And I'm like, well, obviously the talent, yes, you have the talent. Yes, you should definitely go down there. But I'm like, I kind of know you, and like, we're getting older and we need time off. We need vacations. And it's one of the reasons I have a hard time being in the music business or the music industry or the entertainment industry at all anymore, is because like if you're young and coming up, you can do things peripherally around the industry that have nothing to do with picking up an instrument, and you can still make money. So you can like work security, you can fucking there's a lot of ancillary jobs around that. Stage manager, sound guy, there's all kinds of shit you can do. But when you're trying to, especially if you're trying to do like the cool security shit, the cool gigs where you're like working the VIP room, making sure no weirdos come in, but you get to hang out in the VIP room all night with all the seriously huge celebrities. Or I got to run credentials at this one thing downtown, and so every famous person that came into the building and needed their like special credentials, they had to come see me and check in. So I met some of the craziest big names you've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Like, I got a couple pictures. It was pretty tight. But where I'm going with this is, if you ever say no, you're like, I can't do it that night. My daughter has a fucking ballet recital or whatever the fuck they're called. You're just off the list.
wow.
Is it like that in your industry? Like, do you have the luxury of being like, I need a couple weeks off?
Yeah, that's
Or do
actually
they just move on with the next guy because it's Nashville?
Yeah, I think that's the thing I like most about my job. It is very flexible, and I think it's because everyone in my main Broadway band that I play with, which is my main moneymaker, we're all like best friends at this point. So even if I have to be gone for a weekend, like, they got my back, or vice versa.
Did they just get a fill-in?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Sometimes we have another guitar player who co-fronts with the band, sings a lot. So depending on the gig, if it's like a smaller gig, they might just not have me and make more money. Sometimes they replace me with a keyboard player so they can like, change up the set list quite a bit.
Sure, yeah.
Nah, it's really
That's kind
flexible.
of it is covers, you said, right?
Yeah, that band's all covers. Yeah,
God, that's the luxury of being in a cover band. You can
totally.
treat it more like
Yeah.
like a machine.
exactly. Yeah,
We are trying to do that kind of with our project, Jeremy's music, and it's hard, dude. It's really hard because like to get a guy in to play guitar for original music that's not his, it's like, dude, I can't do this. Like,
yeah,
it's
totally.
Just, if I'm gonna put that much work into something and also not get paid properly, I kind of want it to be my music and my guitar riffs. I totally get it.
And that makes it especially challenging when you're in Nashville. Like, as I'm finding right now, I'm trying to put, a new original band together. And, I mean, there's people who do it, but a lot of people there, like me, do music for a living. A lot of original music,
Right.
you're not making money. So if they
Right.
hear they're not getting a paycheck, they're not interested. You know, so that's something I'm like figuring it out right now and trying to find the right pieces
How do you
for.
bankroll that, basically?
Exactly.
If you want to get those tier musicians, because there are guys available, but they're maybe not up to the level that you need them to be at for your music.
And I always thought, like, when it came to original music, I thought that was something like almost every musician wanted to do, because to me, like, that's the rewarding thing. Covers is nice because you make your money, you make your paycheck, but like writing original music and like performing that and recording, that's what like makes me excited. And it's weird, like, I'm finding out that some people actually literally just like making the money. They don't care about original music, and that was just how like, it's just been weird, you know, because I never knew that was a thing.
I've heard about this, and I think, based off the conversations I've had, I think that's the Minneapolis thing. But I also think that's why we turn out so many prolific musicians and songwriters and actors, because this is a community that is very much about creating art, not necessarily about entertaining or making money or running a business or mocking, right? Like, we don't like to do other people's shit. We want to do our own thing.
Totally.
And that's true in every level of the game in Minneapolis, or the Twin Cities, really.
Yeah, yep.
Nobody's trying to do what somebody else is doing. Well, that's cool, but I want to do my own thing, which is honestly super frustrating here, because it's like, yeah, but your own thing isn't that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I get what you're trying to do, but like, there's this other thing we can do that's way more. Like, for example, through talking to you guys, the Rogue Royal guys, the Failsafe, and those are just a few I can think of off the Uncle Daddy, I've kind of seen a formula of how the younger bands do things the right way and the wrong way, and I've kind of come up with a new, more modernized game plan of all that old wisdom I had from the old school shit. But to get guys to actually do that is fucking seemingly impossible. Like, it's so hard.
Well, what is your plan?
Well, it's basically just, again, what you guys are already kind of proving to do. So, like, a great example is how you guys drop a single every 45 days, and then there's, like, you shoot some sort of video with it, and then you chop that video up, and then for 22 days leading up to it, you promote it. Here it comes, here it comes. The single, Peanut, knock it off. The single drops, and then for 22 more days, you guys promote it. Go listen now, available now.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
That is such a simple, that is not rocket science. It is such a simple idea, but to actually get everybody on the same page to get that done, it's fucking hard, dude, because some people just don't think it's important. Some people just don't take it seriously, you know? And I'm not talking like just about me. I'm talking about, this is something I've seen a lot of people in this town struggle with, is getting that original project where everybody's doing that. Because again, there's no money coming in directly, but you got to take it really seriously up front. It's really fucking weird. It's really fucking weird. Because then the same thing. It's like, well, let's do covers. And people, I don't want to do fucking covers. It's like, well, you also want to get paid, dude. So like,
and that's what Rogue Royal's doing, right? You know, because they do those cover gigs and they make that money, so they're able to fund their original stuff. Like, it's smart, you know.
Have you noticed some of the old school shit still being around or coming back in Nashville? So, for example, it seems like, based off what you just told me, it seems like it's super obvious that one of the smart decisions would be, well, we're going to start a cover band then, but we're going to do covers like the music we want to write, and then we're going to start sneaking our originals in there as we build a following for the cover thing. Because that's literally what they did all the way up until basically the 2000s.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like, since I mean, I play on Broadway, so it's a little different. You know, it's all these tourists coming in. So, and sometimes every once in a while you'll get a request, someone will want to hear your original song, but I don't think people really do originals on Broadway. There's so many bars, you know, and people want to make money, you know, they're working for tips. So if someone walks in, they're hearing a song they don't know, they're going to go to the next bar, and they're going to pay that band to play the song they want to hear, you know? So maybe it's different elsewhere, but on Broadway, you don't really see a whole lot of that unless they're getting money for it. Someone tips them, you know?
Is it a more of a tip culture than like a door deal or a guarantee?
Oh yeah, all the bars on Broadway, it's all free to walk in.
It's just a tip culture.
Yeah, I mean we'll get a base pay. It's more or less depending on the venue, but yeah, almost every band, if you want a song, you're getting paid $20 for the request, you know. So
yeah, I've heard a lot of things about this, about Nashville. Like there's certain buildings they have set up. Like the way it's set up was like like multiple rooms with different bands and different genres and styles, so you can just like, but it's all in one bar. Is that true? Is this really a thing?
I mean, a lot of these bars have multiple levels. Like some will have, like, I play at Bon Jovi's bar a lot that has 5 levels. So I think on like
Bon Jovi?
Yep, Bon Jovi. Yep.
Bon Jovi himself?
So his bar, I think, has 5 levels, but there's only like 3 levels with stages. So, you know, there's bands going on all of them, you know.
That's
so
crazy.
and most of the bars are like that.
It makes sense though to keep it free.
Yeah.
'Cause, right? The whole point is we need to get people out to this show.
Yep.
And like I totally changed my tune on this. Like I will 100% play a show for free if the venue and the other bands, because I'm still thinking an original act, right?
Mhm.
I think the cover thing, you guys do like 3 1-hour sets, right? It's kind of just you for the night.
It's usually 4 hours, no breaks, just all the way through.
Really?
Yep.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, dude! That's some fucking real work right
So
there,
when
buddy.
you do a double, or I've even done a triple sometimes, 12 hours of playing, it's like, I mean, at the end of the day, the paycheck's nice, but in the moment, it is
Holy shit.
just. There's some people who will do 4 shifts in a day. Like
Fuck
it's just,
off.
it's no, I'm serious.
Really?
I'm serious. I know some people who will do it. And it's not like they'll do that every day,
Right.
but they'll do it every once in a while. And I don't know how they do it.
Well, because that's the thing is like I know dudes that'll work 16-hour days at like a day job, like a blue collar. You know, I'm running a machine. You know, but that's not like once you're doing hard labor, right? There's
Yeah.
not a lot of thinking. Once you're doing a lot of thinking, there's not a lot of hard labor. But in music, that Les Paul gets heavy, man. What is
Totally.
it, 14 pounds or some
Something,
shit?
yeah.
Dude, it gets heavy and it's all on one shoulder.
Yep.
Fucking dude, the fingertips, I don't care how thick your calluses. I got pretty thick calluses from blue collar jobs, but also playing guitar for years.
Yeah.
And those calluses will get soft. I don't care. Dude, 16 hours to get
Yeah.
soft. And the mental bandwidth, the intent, you can't lose track. Oh, where am I in this song? Especially at that level of the game. Like,
Totally.
you guys need to be on point. So for 16 hours
Yeah.
that's unbelievable.
I mean, I'd say
Like I believe it, but
Yeah.
it's like, holy shit, that's unbelievable.
I mean, after a while, like when you're playing, you'll play the same songs. Like, you know, there's like almost like a Broadway standard list that songs that get requested all the time. You're always gonna play "Sweet Child of Mine." You're always
Howard's gonna play
Tennessee Whiskey, Save a Horse. So like, so a lot of these songs become like second nature. You don't really need to think about it. But then the hardest part of the job is sometimes you'll get a request. Maybe it's a song you've heard before, but you never play it. So that's why you see everyone's like phone on their mic stand. Cause like they got to pull up lyrics, so they got to pull up, you know, a chart. Cause if you're getting, some people will throw $100 for you to play a song. You're
Right.
not going to turn it down. I've heard it, and I've really gotten
just
that
don't-
skill
yeah, you
that
just don't
I'm
have
able to
everything,
fake stuff
yeah.
now. You know, so when you have to do that, that's really like where all that brain power comes, and that's what makes
Sure.
you tired after a while. You
Sure,
know,
yeah.
So
That's fucking crazy. 16 hours. I can't imagine, dude.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Dude, we do like we have a 1 hour set, you know, and at the end of that 1 hour, I'm like, I need a break.
Mhm.
Because some of the guys are like, cool, should we run it again? I was like, yeah, in 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy because I've been doing those 4-hour gigs for so long. So now when I go and fill in with some other band or I play an original gig and it's only like 45 minutes, I literally feel warmed up by the time the gig's over, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
damn, that was nothing now. And that used to tire me out, you know.
Right.
But now it's like, it's nothing.
That's so funny, dude. There was another question I had for you, right in this same thing, and I fucking forgot what it was already. We're talking about tip culture, the multiple rooms, multiple levels, yeah, and then playing for a long time. Oh yeah, we were talking about the just get in free. So
Yeah.
I've kind of changed my tune to this a little bit. If the venue is genuinely going to promote, and the other bands are genuinely going to promote, if we know we're going to play in front of a large group, I'll play that show for free so we can sell our merch. Is that something that you guys, is that part of your deal down there? Or is it, again, just about the playing and about the music and getting on and off stage and playing as many gigs as you can? Or
Yeah.
are you selling merch? Are you doing that?
When it comes to those cover gigs, it's really about just what's going to make the money. So, I mean, the bar guarantees you like a base pay, so it doesn't matter who walks in and who doesn't. That's going to be like where your tips come from. When it comes to a original, yeah, it'd be a little different, you know. But when it comes to that cover stuff, you
Because
know,
up here, the cover bands sell merch.
oh yeah, totally,
It's weird.
yeah.
Right?
Broadway, you don't really see that a whole lot, you know, because I mean, a lot of those. Our band's different. We're all in this band. We're all the main guys, and we keep playing. A lot of these bands, there'll be different people in it every night. You know, it's just who's available.
So it's literally a company at that point.
I mean, with a lot of those bands, yeah.
That's super interesting. This is going to sound off base, but it's just it's a steep analogy, but bear with me. I remember when I was in Jamaica and we were looking at real estate, and I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, I can just down here I can buy like a place for like $100,000. It's a tiny little house, but still. And then I'm not paying for hotels. We can come down here more often, and fuck it, we'll just Airbnb it. And so I started doing some research, and I started talking to some people down there, and they were like, yeah, Americans struggle with this, as great of an idea as it is, because you try to bring all your great ideas that work in America, you try to bring them down here, and it just doesn't work because this isn't America. So no matter how great your idea is, it doesn't fit. It's not for us. It doesn't work with Jamaican culture. It doesn't work with Jamaican people. And it doesn't even necessarily work well with the customers coming in on vacation from other parts of the world, because they're not going to America. They don't want that. So I'm thinking all this kind of shit that we hear about these other cities, and we're like, well, why can't we do that here? Right? Like, well, because that doesn't work here. That's not for us. That's not our mentality. But I do still think about these things, and I'm like, well, what version of that can we do? Like, what? So if that's working up there or down there, like, what version of that can we do? Like, here's a great example. I've heard about this live karaoke thing for over 10 years now. And in certain cities, it's fucking huge. Is that a thing down in Nashville? You know what I'm talking about, right? Live karaoke?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of bars that have it.
For the listeners that have no idea what I just brought up, basically it's a live band, but it's also karaoke. So you get to go sing with a live band instead of just on a karaoke machine.
So I've seen a lot of that, but it's actually more for like songwriters playing their songs. Like I was actually just at it's essentially like an open mic. I was at one, I think.
Wouldn't they have like a backing band there?
Yeah, like earlier this week.
Oh,
like
shit.
It's all these pro musicians, like, and these guys were good. Like you just sign up, you play your song, or you give them your song. Most of like I saw them, like the singer would come up, hand the bass player their phone. You'd put the speaker up to his bass pickup so it like picks up the song going through the amp. They would listen to it and they'd play it. And most of the time it's just perfect.
Because they're that good.
Yeah. So I've seen a lot of it with originals, not so much covers.
No
I
shit.
guess. But
See,
yeah.
that's a good. Yeah, that's so interesting to me, man.
Just the amount of just like pro quality musicians down there, man. It's just, you're always gonna walk into a room and see someone who's just impresses you or like way better than you, and it's inspiring, really.
I always used to say that about this town, but it's obviously going to be to an even higher level in that town, because there's so many places I've traveled in this country where you go to the bar, you see the band, and they just suck. Everybody sucks. All the bands are amateur. Everybody's got shitty gear. And I'm like, I don't even want to be in here. Like, that guy's guitar tone sucks, and it's giving me a headache, and I'm going outsid.
Yep.
Like, that's how I started smoking again. I met a girl, she was smoking. I needed something to talk about. Hey, can I bum a smoke? But yeah, it's just, I just can't get over this idea that like we should be able to do something like that here. I think the biggest thing. So you said it's a tourist town.
Oh,
Is
totally.
it just? Are they tourists because it's a music town? Or are there other major attractions in that area that people come for, and then that's the spot where you go hang out at night to go have dinner and drinks?
I mean, it's mostly for the music, I mean, it's the country, the country capital of the United States, So you see all the tourists come in with their cowboy boots and their cowboy hats, So I don't know. I think it's been that way for like 10 years now, and it's just constantly growing. So I think it's just known for that now. It's a big like party city,
right,
especially down there on Broadway, So I think it's just because of the amount of music just on like that 4-block stretch, and the amount of
That's
like
all it
clubs
is 4
and
blocks.
like the main strip,
That's all it takes. Man.
Yeah.
I think we could do 1 block here and make it seriously.
Yeah.
Like 1 block is all we would really need here,
Mhm.
and you could do something really cool. Like have a metal club, a jazz club, a comedy club, maybe even a couple different comedy clubs.
Yeah, totally.
Like an improv thing, and then a regular deal. Different size clubs too. This one's 500 people. This one's only 80.
Mm-hmm.
So you get all different types of comers.
Mm-hmm. I've also noticed too.
Get a tattoo shop down
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
A couple bars.
One thing I've noticed though with Nashville, not even just musicians, just regular people, like they're more willing to go out and like, cause I feel like compared to Minnesota, there's a lot of people that just don't like to go out. They don't like to go do things. They like to stay at home. There's a lot more people down there that like to go out, and there's more of like a community.
And it's not an age thing, though. It's not.
No,
a
it's everyone.
college
It's
town.
everyone.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's what fucks my brain up. So again, like I'm not gonna say I'm back to touring, but like we've already played a couple out of town shows, and even other like St. Cloud. We did a St. Cloud thing, and it's a fucking ghost town compared to what it used to be. Like it used to be packed, dude. Like you've been to St. Cloud, right, Brad? You've been down there, like, or been up there. Like you're old enough like me. You remember when it was in its heyday? It was like, holy fuck, dude, how do we play this town? And it was like impossible to get into St. Cloud because it was in such high demand. Now they'll let anybody in. We got in there. And yeah, I mean, we actually, again, had a surprisingly good crowd, but that's because I kind of know how to promote shows a little bit. I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not an expert at promoting, but there's some fundamentals that I don't care if it's 2025 or 1968. There's some fundamentals of promoting that'll never fucking change.
I've noticed this. It's not even like, well, maybe not like everyone, but I'm like, we'll play my Broadway band. We'll go out to like Raleigh, North Carolina, or like Columbia, South Carolina, and we play at these venues called Tin Roof. It's like a chain, and a lot of them are at like on college campuses. So I guess those people are willing to go out more, right. But like every night we play those rooms are like just slam packed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't know if like, cause I don't know. I just feel like in some of these southern states, I feel like people like appreciate live music more. Like there's not really like nightclubs that are like, or I should say like when you go to all these Broadway bars, there's a lot of live music, but on most of the rooftop, there's like DJs. But like up here in North, like, you know, all these bars are just DJs at nightclubs and all this. And we don't really have a whole lot of that down there. It's all live bands. Like, people want to come see that.
The beers are cheaper down there, too, by a lot, right?
It depends. Broadway's pretty expensive because it is tourists. There's a few bars.
But Tennessee, in general, is not a super expensive place.
No, I'd say most stuff is cheaper down there. Not by much.
Same thing with same thing with North Carolina, because I've been there. Same thing with South Carolina. Like, so it's more affordable to go out too.
Yeah.
Up here, dude, like, I don't care where you fucking go. You're paying $9, $10, $11 for a beer now. Like, dude, they'll charge you $8.50 for a Coors Light. And then you can get like a Summit with triple the alcoholic, or maybe a Surly with triple the alcoholic content, and it's $11. So it's not even based off of anything anymore. It's just arbitrary. And I think a lot of that has to do with taxes. Mm-hmm. They make these venues so expensive to run, they don't have a choice. Mm-hmm. And I think that discourages a lot of people from going out, because what you said is really true. Like, it's not an age thing. It's not just young people that go out. It's everybody. Mm-hmm. And it is tourists, but it's also the locals. Like, the big thing is that's like the Bachelorette fucking party capital of the world, dude. The country fucking cool. It's the country capital of the world. It's also the Bachelorette party capital of the world, dude. Those chicks gotta get annoying from time to time.
Oh yeah,
that's gotta get.
So the thing that really annoys me, did you say you've ever been to Nashville?
No, I've been through it, but not even really through it. Like, like that's like saying I went through Minneapolis because I drove down 694 and 35W. It's like, yeah. Not really.
So my only thing that really annoys me is like walking to and from gigs on Broadway to the parking garage, because it's always really busy. And there's been times where like
guitar in hand too.
Yeah, like I'll have like a double mono case, so it's on my back, and then I have like a cart with my amp and like my pedal board on it. And there'll be days where like maybe I'm like a little late and I'm trying to rush into the gig, or maybe I'm not like in a good mood because I haven't had my caffeine. And you'll see like these, I know I've told my dad this, but you'll see like these little I don't know what you would call it. It's like these little vehicles that go by, but like it's like where the people are like a pedal cart.
Pedal pub.
Yeah, and it's always bachelorette parties, like just a bunch of girls, and like for some reason it's like a normal thing. They have to scream the whole time they're going down the road. Yeah. Woo! So like if I'm going to a closing shift that starts at 10, and it's like it's the closer on a Saturday night, and then there's so much traffic, I'm already late, and I'm just like rushing there, and those people are screaming at me. Oh my god.
People hate those pedal pub things. I don't really get it, because here in Minnesota, they're few and far between. And, well, we used to have pretty wide streets because it's snow collection, so you just drive around them. It wasn't that big of a deal. But, man, people hate those. They're like, they block fucking traffic, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, drive around them. They don't block traffic. They're on the right side of the road. It's not like they're in the left lane.
Well, yeah, most of the time, like on a busy night, on Broadway, they'll actually like close the roads off.
So you can't drive down it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So all the parking garages are like a block off, so you just gotta walk, you know. But
Anoka started doing that.
Oh, really?
They turned it into like a mini little New Orleans, so you can buy a beer and go outside with it and walk to the next bar with it now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like, this is the sad thing. Anoka, Minnesota, the Halloween capital of the world, has a significantly stronger party and music scene and culture than the city of Minneapolis, where First Avenue is.
Yeah.
Like, that's a sad state of affairs for this city. Like, and I'm sorry, dude. Now that I'm back out there and running, because I remember lecturing you guys, you can do it. You just got to do it differently, blah, 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 blah. Now that I'm back out there, I'm just going to tell you guys, this town is fucking dead. Like, this is not the same city I played in 25 years ago when I was a young pup. This city is fucking dead, dude. And it's dead beyond resuscitation.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad me and several other people advised you to get the fuck out of here.
So I got to ask, like, if, like, when you go to a bar and maybe there's not live music, I'm not even talking about that, like just a normal bar, is it like, do people actually go there anymore? Is it always usually pretty dead?
It's all dead, yeah.
Because, like, I'll go, I have a few bars I really like in East Nashville. I'll go. There's no live music, but I'll walk in.
No bullshit, though, unless it's a gay bar.
Oh,
And
really?
I'm not joking. Gay bars are still the cool. Honestly, even as a straight guy, you're gonna get hit on if you're super insecure or super uncomfortable around gay people. Probably not the best thing. But if you're very secure in your masculinity, even as a straight man, you want to go fucking party and have fun.
Yeah.
Like it's 30 years ago. Go to a fucking gay bar in Minnesota. You will have the greatest time, and these dudes will hit on you, and you will feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're fucking super insecure, like I said, unless you're a little homophobic. But, like, dude, like, I'm telling you, I walked out of there like, my wife don't know what she got. It's a good time, man. They know how to party.
Yeah.
The gays know how to party, dude.
Yeah, but I'll just go to, like, any, like, normal, just random bars, not even live music in East Nashville. And, like, walking from one side of the bar to the other is a challenge. Like, that's how, like, packed it gets. It's just crazy. You
And
know?
that's mostly on weekends, but also year round, right? You don't have like an on and an off season.
Yeah, I mean, it gets, well, because most of those bars where I'm going to, it's more locals. Broadway's more tourists, I guess. I mean, there's some locals that go. So, like, on a Friday, Saturday
So
night,
it's kind of like
back.
the Strip in Vegas.
Yeah, essentially,
The
yeah.
locals don't hang out on the Strip.
So, like, on a weeknight, it might not be packed, but I mean, it's not like it's a ghost town. You know, there's still a good crowd in there. You know, but I don't know. This is one thing that I've really noticed the most is just people just like to go out there. You know,
Yeah,
you just don't see it here.
that's true. Yeah, and I think a lot of things are contributing to that. Obviously, the expense of everything. The weather's not great. We have parking issues now. We have traffic problems now. We have a serious crime problem. How's crime down there in Nashville? Because I know it's not the safest town, and
To be honest, I don't really know. I haven't really.
you don't like notice shit all the time.
No,
And
not really.
See, that's
Yeah.
the thing. If you don't notice crime regularly,
Yeah.
it's a pretty safe place.
I mean, you'll see police and, you know,
You'd agree with that, wouldn't you, Brad?
you'll
If you
see.
don't regularly see crime, you're in a pretty decent spot.
I mean, yeah, you'll see a lot of police and paramedics on Broadway just because you're dealing with a lot of drunk people, you know.
Sure.
But like my everyday, like day to day, going to the grocery store, just driving around, I don't see it a lot.
And it's a pretty diverse town too, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
I know it's a lot of white girls, I get it, but like it's
Oh, yeah.
still a pretty diverse town. It's
Yeah.
fucking Nashville. Dude.
yeah,
There's-
yeah. I know Memphis is really bad, but I haven't really noticed much in Nashville.
Yeah, it's very strange. I've also heard Knoxville is dope as fuck.
Oh, really? I haven't been there yet.
Now, I don't mean dope as fuck as in like hopping. I mean like they have like good musicians that come
Okay.
out of that town.
Yeah,
There's this one band back in the day, they just straight up claimed Knoxville. Whereas like, you know, most people move and they're like, we're from Nashville.
mm-hmm.
Can't remember the name. Straight Line Stitch? Will, look that up. Straight Line Stitch, I believe they're from Knoxville, Tennessee. I don't even think they're still around anymore. They had it was funny because we saw them. They came through town on tour, and somebody hit me up and they were like, dude, their singer is a black female version of you. And I was like, wait, what? And they were like, trust me, you got to come out. And basically, she was it is Knoxville. So basically, she's just on stage. Her stage presence is incredibly obnoxious, super high energy,
Okay.
never sits still. Like always running around on stage, and I was like, "Yep, that's a black female me." Yep, that's because I was obsessed with like filling the gaps in the stage and shit. Because
Totally.
again, it's a different world, you know.
Yeah,
Back then, we were playing to packed crowds.
for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, and I think I've talked about this almost ad nauseum. It was like a downward spiral. We lost our good booking agents, and at the same time, all the headlining bands broke up, and at the same time, a couple premium clubs shut down, all for completely unrelated reasons. And then when new people took over, they didn't invest into the PA system. You know, I've even noticed this, and I'm not talking shit about the Doghouse. I love the Doghouse, but that PA system is a quarter of what it used to be. So it's not even the same experience.
Like they just downscaled, or
well, yeah, when they switched owners, they didn't even have a PA. So the new guy set up live sound, and it's it's 25% of what it used to be. It used to be.
Like how long ago was this?
I don't remember when Brian lost it, but this was in my heyday, so 20 years ago.
So not since I've been playing.
No, for sure.
Okay,
before.
okay,
for sure. After me, before you. So. Probably, I'm going to guess somewhere between 2008 and 2012.
Gotcha, okay.
Is when that transition happened. But then, like, I hooked up with a couple booking agents trying to get our band booked. And they were like, oh, we don't really do original bands. I mean, we will, but, like, that's not really our forte. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you do and where do you book? They're like, mostly covers and tributes. And then they were like, we book these venues because there's only a few places in this town that even have production anymore. Like, so that's why some of these agents in this town now have pivoted to working with cover bands and tribute acts, because they bring their own production. And so it's like now this town that's what you got to have in this town. In order to get booked at most places, you got to have your whole ass sound gear, your sound rig. You're not just bringing amps anymore. You're bringing a fucking full ass PA and a sound guy and a light guy.
Yeah.
Which, again, is fine if you're getting paid, because you got to pay these people. Really hard to pull that shit off as a brand new original act.
Totally.
That's fucking tough, man. So when you got down there was that first band you hooked up with.
Yep.
But then were you playing with the Hurricane Alice boys before you went down there?
Yeah, for like
and then you fly
year
back
and a half or something.
Okay, and then you fly back in and play with them every once in a while.
Yeah, yep, exactly, yep.
And then right now you're playing with Rat right now?
So I'm Warren DeMartini and Carlos Cavazzo's guitar tech right now.
Okay, so you're not playing with them. So
no.
Did you replace Casey Sprout? Or is Casey still there?
No. There's only two crew guys. Me, I handle the guitar and bass stuff, and then my buddy does the drum stuff.
Because it's either Rat or it's the Scorpions. Because that's the same thing that I was talking to you about earlier, those two bands. And I was like, I always fuck these two bands up. I do that with Rat and the Scorpions.
Okay.
So Casey Sprout texted or teched for either the Scorpions or Rat, and he would even be able to like go on stage and play with them every once in a while. It was pretty fucking cool. See videos of him every once in a while. And I worked with that dude at Guitar Center. That's why I texted you. I was like, is Casey still fucking with the Rat guys?
I don't think I know him.
He's awesome.
He's from here?
He's awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
I worked with him at Edina Guitar Center. He's fucking awesome, dude. He's one of those guitar players where you never see it coming. And you're like, Jesus Christ, that guy's
sneaky
fucking good.
good.
Like, you look like a guitar player. You look like a good guitar player. Like, if you showed up and played, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not surprised. He's awesome. But Casey, you're like, wait, you play guitar? Really? and then you're like, holy fuck, this dude's good, because he just looks like a normal guy.
Yeah.
You know, he just looks like a normal human being. Like, I don't know how to explain it, man, but yeah, I loved Sprouts my goats. That's what we used to call it. So how'd you get the Rat gig? How'd you tech for them? You need me to open that?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
It's not a twisty.
Oh, okay. It was actually a few different angles. I've opened for Steven's solo band twice. Once with Stormbreaker at Rocktember in 2022. And then actually kind of recently with Hurricane Alice in Wisconsin Dells. Was this not this past September, but September before that? Or October. So I met their manager and I met a few of the guys. And then one of my really good friends has been drum teching with them for about a year and a half. So I think with like kind of those two different angles, I was able to get in, and
it's kind of a natural transition and natural progression.
Yeah, because Stephen Piercy's been doing a solo band, and then Warren DeMartini, the original guitar player for Rat, recently just came back. So it's kind of right timing. You know, he didn't have any tech lined up at the moment, and since they knew me, and you know,
and is it Is it safe to assume that all good guitar players are also competent guitar techs? Because I say no.
No, because I think with being a tech, you gotta be paying attention at all times. You
Right.
never know when something's gonna go wrong, so
Yep.
you gotta, a lot of people don't have good attention spans, or they don't really care. Like I never thought I'd be teching at all. It's kind of just like an opportunity that came up. But like like I love Rat. Warren's always been a big inspiration. So I care. So I'm there paying attention and doing the best job I can. So
Yeah, it seems super obvious to me. Like, to me, teching is, and this is the 12-year-old kid in me, right? Teching is one step away from being the guy in the band, because I have heard 1,000 stories of, well, I teched for the band and I knew all their songs, and then so and so got injured or went to rehab, and we were in the middle of tour, and they're like, well, you know the songs, why don't you just play them?
Yeah.
And then boom, I'm the new guitar player, and the other guy never came back.
yeah, I mean,
And that's how they got into the music industry, because they
Yeah.
were a tech.
yeah, the biggest thing I've been getting out of it so far is not only, being able to work with some cool guys, I've been, making connections I normally probably would have never have made, Like I met Jakey Lee this weekend in Vegas. I met Paul Stanley.
Really?
I met Chris Angel too.
I've heard everything about Paul Stanley. I've
Yeah.
heard he's the nicest, most humble guy. I've heard he's really curious and asks a lot of questions and like legit get to know you.
Mm.
I've also heard he's the most arrogant son of a bitch. He'll blow you off. He won't even look at you. He'll shake your hand, but he won't make. I've heard everything you could possibly hear about Paul Stanley.
Yeah.
What was your impression?
I'm sure it depends on like where you're coming from, because I was sitting at dinner with Warren and Jake, so I think since I was in company that he knew, he was friendly. I'm sure if maybe you're a random guy, maybe, I don't know, but my experience was very short. I was eating dinner with him and he walked in and sat down for maybe a minute and a half, pretty much just said hi and shook his hand. The rest of the time he was talking with Warren, but I don't know, he seemed pleasant.
Well, I think that's true for everybody.
Yeah,
Right? Like,
yeah.
Like I have a reputation. People are like, Jared's a real asshole. And like the correct answer to that is I can be.
Mhm.
Like, but what did you do to get me to being an asshole? Like, it's not like I could just randomly go around being a dickhead to people. And if I do, it's usually because I was trying to say something funny and it didn't land, or I tried to make a point and it came across the wrong way. But it's not like I'm intentionally an asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like kind of unfair to do that to people, because it's like, also, I might have been dealing with some serious shit and you came at me the wrong way. And yeah, I snapped at you, and because I didn't have any patience. I'm not excusing it. I'm not saying it was okay that I did that. But
For
it's
sure.
not okay to like permanently
Yeah.
label someone something because
Yeah.
you had a bad interaction with them. You
I
know?
mean, those guys are the same way. You might catch them on a bad day. You never know, so I only have good things to say
especially if
personally.
he's like sick. He's
Yeah.
like literally not feeling
Yeah.
well, and he's like barely holding it together. And then some dude comes up and just, hey, what's up, man? He's like, dude, no, I can't. Just please, no.
Totally, yeah.
What you don't know is this dude's like literally trying to warn you he's about to puke on you. I've been there. I've been in that exact situation, and I'm like, God, they probably think I'm a dick now. You know?
For sure.
So, are you comfortable telling people like at least maybe the ballpark of like what you get paid to tech?
Yeah, I'm getting paid like about 600 right now.
Is that
A
like
gig?
per night? Wow. That's
Well,
really
usually
good
because
night.
it's only like one show at a time. Like it's not like a full tour. It's like weekend stuff. Sometimes it's just one night, maybe two.
Sure.
So it's pretty easy.
Yeah. I mean, if you know what you're doing, it's
Yeah.
gotta be easy. Because
Yeah.
that's the thing, right? Is it's like that Jocko Willink quote, discipline equals freedom. It's
Mhm.
not the other way around. So
Yeah.
it's like it's an easy job when you're completely on top of your shit. It's like the same thing as those guys who are always late. It's like
Totally.
if you just handled your shit earlier in the day properly, you wouldn't always be fucking late later in the day, dude. Like that,
Yeah.
like these guys, they wake up late, they stay up late, they wake up late, they're getting out of the shower late, they're fucking showering while they're fucking, you know what I'm saying? Or they're shaving while they're showering, they're fucking putting their clothes on as they're running out the door. They're just always, they never have their shit together.
Totally.
Yeah, if you got your process down, we check in, we load out, we do our deal, or we load in, sorry, we do our deal, I set up, we've got this much, especially when you're doing it with real pros.
Yeah.
Where everything is fucking Like if you got a good tour manager, oh my God, it's so much easier. Everything is like almost to the minute. Like lunch is at this time.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you're on the bus at this time because we depart at this time.
Yep.
And if you're not there, we're leaving you.
Yeah, it's one of those things too, you know, you do it for a little bit, you kind of, you know, figure it out and you get the habit, you get, you know, your kind of workflow down. And
how much do you just lean on your own here's what I would want. Here's what I've experienced versus how much do you try to anticipate this other person's needs, especially when you haven't already teched for them before?
Yeah. I mean, it only took me like a few shows to figure it out. Warren actually used to like break a string every show, and it would almost happen, you know, around the same song. So I actually recommended him the strings I use because he was using strings I used to use, and I always used to snap them all the time too. But ever since I recommended,
which strings were they?
I used
GHS boomers.
No, I used.
Why'd you laugh?
I used the regular like pink pack of, or no, the gold pack of Ernie Balls, the 9-46.
That's what you use now?
No, that's what I used to use. You know, they were cheap, and they're Ernie Balls. Like, you know, that's like a renowned company.
Sure,
you know, like
name brand.
Look at the back of the package. Like every guitar player you look up to is on the back of that package.
I got them right here. I play the 10 to 52s
right
for
there.
the exact same reason.
Like,
but the difference is I don't break them ever.
Let me see that, because I think when I was younger, I looked at it.
Yeah,
Jimmy Page is the second name, so I was like, all right, I'm sold.
Dude, so mine was, if James Hetfield's on here, I'm buying these. And sure as shit, you go down far enough, James Hetfield is in here. I was like, I'm playing the same things as Metallica.
Yeah. But now I switched to Diodario 9-46, but I use like the I think they're called XT. Like it's a nicer quality string, but it also has coating on it like an Elixir would. So like for him or like for me, if I'm using a guitar with a Floyd Rose,
is it like actual silk coating like Elixirs, or is it just something?
I'm not sure, because like I feel like when you play an Elixir, you can feel the coating on it.
For sure.
With these, I
literally
don't.
silk.
Yeah, these I don't really.
Look this up. What's on the Diodario or Diodario, whatever you want to fuck. It's Teflon? Yeah, look it up. What on the Diodario XT series?
It's either the XT or the XS. It's the white pack.
The white pack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet money that Brad's right. I bet you it is Teflon. Because if it's not silk, what the fuck else could it be, right? Especially you got to think about things that are gonna affect tone.
Well, because of the coating, they also last, you know, like they can last like 2 months.
Yeah, type in like what is it?
Okay, so it's the XS strings, because it's the white pack.
XS?
Yeah, XS.
And then type in like what is it? Covers a string in
polymer,
some sort of ultra thin polymer film. It's got to be Teflon.
Yeah.
I bet they're not willing to say it because it's probably proprietary.
Yeah,
but it's probably some version of Teflon. No, I thought Elixirs were straight up silk. Look that up. See what's, because and maybe they used to be silk and they switched to Teflon.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it coated in? Elixir strings coated in. Oh, it might have been Skid Row. It could have been Skid Row. It says NanoWeb, Polyweb. So they did. It looks like they did switch to something more synthetic, but I'm pretty sure because I worked at Guitar Center and it was part of our training.
Okay.
So, and yeah, that was 20 years.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't 20 years ago I worked at Guitar Center, but it was 15. So
yeah.
So it's a very good possibility they've switched technologies, or I just got bullshitted and it was never silk. But that's what we were always told is it was coated in silk and you could feel it. Like they felt silky smooth. So,
but since he's an Ernie Ball guy, so now I got him on like the Paradigm. So it's just like the higher quality version of the Ernie Ball string. Sure. There's no coating on it, but it just strings hardly ever break now.
Have you ever tried those Cobalt Ernie Balls?
Yeah, maybe once a while ago.
You didn't like them?
Not to say I didn't like them. I just like...
They're hot.
Ever since I just found like I was breaking strings with Ernie Ball, I've just been using Diodario and I haven't even thought about switching. You know, I just like it.
The idea behind those Cobalt strings is the core isn't stainless steel. It's cobalt, so it's a denser metal. So the magnet literally picks more audio up from the actual string vibration.
Yeah.
And they are definitely louder strings.
Totally.
They are
Yeah.
definitely louder, hotter string, however
Yeah.
you want to describe it. But they're expensive. They're like fucking $20 a pack or $18.
Yeah.
Some crazy number a pack. And it's like, if you're truly gigging all the time, I don't know that this would be an affordable way to do
So
it.
that's why I get the coated strings, because like I think the XS strings, like it's like literally that same type of string, but then with the coating on top of it.
Sure.
So it's those same strings. Yeah, it costs the same amount, but they're gonna last you 2 months as long as you wiping your strings off and you're done
Sure.
and all that. But
I was
so
just
it's
going to
worth
ask
it.
you, are you because that's what I was taught, is that
Yeah.
the number one thing that'll ruin your strings are your own hands.
Yeah.
The oils
Yep.
and salts from your own hands.
Yeah.
So you wash your hands before you play guitar.
Not all
do
the
you
time.
do all that?
It kind of depends. Like sometimes I'll like wipe my strings off. Sometimes I don't have time except to run to the next day. It just all depends. Sometimes I forget. It just depends on the day or time. But another thing that I've really had to anticipate with him is, for all you guitar nerds out there, he has a Floyd Rose on his guitar. So obviously you can't use the headstock tuners to tune it down. So he has some songs that are in drop D. So when he's playing that block of 3 songs in the set, I'll be with his backup guitar, and I'm already tuning his other guitar to that tuning just to
Right.
anticipate it, because it's happened before where he breaks a string in that tuning, or like he just needs to switch the guitar, and if like that guitar's not ready in that tuning, like there's gonna be an obvious like silence there, because he's gonna have to wait for me to like retune it, and it's just
can't-
anticipating being on top of it,
For sure.
So those are really the 2 biggest things during a set. Otherwise, I'm just watching them, making sure, nothing goes wrong,
How long do they play for?
Depends on the show. I'd say on average about hour 15.
Okay.
We've done like 45 or an hour set too.
Now, at that level, when you're teching, are you also technically a roadie? Are you loading and unloading gear, or are you just teching?
No, I'll show up. I mean, their stuff is super easy, because like every venue is already gonna have the back line. Like they get Marshall JCM 900s, like they'll just have stacks of it. So most of the time it's already set up when I'm there.
Okay.
I literally just have like their Enki road case with 2 guitars each and their pedal boards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'll set it up, tear it down, but
So they
It's
just
nothing.
they just send out their stage plot, and what
Exactly.
the venue rents that gear?
yeah, well, they'll hire like a backline company to come in, and
Oh, no shit.
yeah,
I didn't even know that was a
so
thing.
it makes the job super. Like my job's really not
I
that.
didn't know
hard.
you could hire a backline company. That's awesome.
Yeah, every venue or gig they've done so far, it's all been backline.
That's super cool.
Yeah,
So there has to be enough of those all over the country.
I think so. I know, like we did a show in some casino in the middle of North Dakota, and there wasn't really any near there. I think the guy was telling me he's from Superior, Wisconsin, actually. So he drove all the way out there for that.
How do you get into I know a guy who owns an insane amount of gear.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what he did, because out in California, what he would do is he would rent to studios, because they'd be like, well, we want this sound, we need this snare. And they
Yeah.
would call him, and then he would rent, and he even had like a delivery fee built on. So like you can come pick it up and rent it for the weekend,
Totally.
or I can come drop it off and you can rent it by the hour.
Yeah.
Whatever the situation is, he had it figured out. But yeah, live sound is way more fun.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that's way more cool, dude.
Yeah.
How do you become a backline company, and how much fucking gear do you have to buy in advance, and then you have to have warehouse space to store all that?
So the crazy thing is,
Dude, that's got to be a hard business to get into and be profitable. So it's like once you're in, you're in. You know what I mean, Brad? Like that's got to be
yeah,
I'm doing a shit job of explaining this, but like that's got to be a job that's very difficult for anyone to get into and turn an actual profit.
Yeah.
So once you do, you probably get all the gigs,
I've-
because you're the
yeah.
only one who's reliable, right? And you're the only one who has all the fucking gear, right?
I've wondered that, because on our their stage plot, ideally what they want is 8 Marshall cabs on Warren's side and the same on Carlos's side, and 8 Marshall heads. That's a lot, and a lot of these all these backline companies show up with all of that. That's a lot of
That's
money.
a lot.
You know,
So then,
I don't know.
how many do they actually use and run through though? Just one of them, right?
Just one. Yeah, Carlos just one head, one cab, and then with Warren we usually do 2 cabs.
So then, are those other stage cabs and heads, are they even real?
All of like every gig we've done beside one have been all real. One I think
the
had
cab
like a few.
could be real, but does it even have speakers in it? Is
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I've only been to one gig so far where there was actually dummy cabs.
No.
Yeah,
Shit.
so they literally got all of it.
What the
You know?
fuck?
It's
Dude? And you're
crazy.
still only using one of it.
Yeah.
So like that's a lot of weight to move
Yeah.
around for again. So I just go right into like just business
Yeah.
mode. I'm like, you're spending a lot of money on gas. That's a lot of
Totally.
weight.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight to move gear you're not using.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you shouldn't have 8 cabs. I'm saying I would have 7 dummy cabs.
Yeah,
if
totally.
I know you're only miking up one, that would be part of my question is
Yeah.
you need 8, got it. How many are you actually miking up? Got it.
Yeah.
Bring 7 dummy cabs.
I mean, yeah,
Sure,
it's
sure.
nice to have a
Yeah,
backup. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be dumb to not have one backup. So yeah,
Yeah.
two real live rigs and then 6 dummy rigs
Yeah.
because that would be dude, the cabs and then
Mm.
moving the cabs. Like you'd be faster too if they're lighter.
Yeah, I gotta imagine they're making a lot of money because like the main guy is there with the back line, but he also has like 3, 4, 5, even 6 like crew guys with him
Where
hauling
the
all this stuff.
Do
A lot
you
of it's
have to
for the
have
venue,
a
but
huge warehouse to store all
totally, yeah,
because people have to get really niche with these requests as well. It has to be JCM 900, not
Yeah.
an 800.
yeah,
It's got to be a Mesa Boogie Mark II, not a Mark III, not a Mark 1.
yep,
Even if it's a dummy, because it's got to look a certain way.
yeah. Like Warren likes specific speakers.
Did you say
too,
or a
so-
certain series? Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he
vintage,
likes vintage 30 speakers, so
Yeah.
like he likes to have that, it has to be the right cab in the right spot on the wall, like the
Yeah.
inside bottom, so,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a classic setup. JCM 900 vintage 30s.
it's hard to beat.
Is it a 1960 cab as well?
Yeah, I think they're 1960 vintage
Vintage?
Yeah. most of the time.
It's so weird because they're all the same.
Hmm.
It's just what year did it come out? Because they called it a vintage. Then they it was originally just called the 1960.
There's that. I think there's classic.
Well, and then they have the
vintage,
vintage lead,
Yeah.
right? So they have different
Yeah.
eras, but it's all the same cab. And sometimes they switched speakers, but
Yeah.
they're almost always going to be Celestians. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah.
They're either greenbacks or they're vintage 30s or they're fucking, what is it,
1275s.
G52s or some shit like that. or
1275s, right?
Something like
That's
that.
the one I have in mind, yeah.
Something like that. So that's a good segue. One of the last times I talked to you, we were talking about that fucking, that Axe Effects thing.
Oh, what I have? It's a Quad Cortex.
Yeah, but I was specifically talking to you about Axe Effects.
Okay, when was this again? I'm
Wait,
trying to
no,
remember.
it wasn't Axe Effects. I'm dumb.
I
I'm old.
I
It was a
have Quad
Kemper.
Cortex and I have Kemper, yeah.
It was a Kemper. I'm old. They're all
All good.
to me. They're all Axe Effects because Axe Effects was first, and
Yeah.
they're all modeling amps.
Totally,
Right? Like,
yeah.
So to me, I'm dumb and I'm old. But yeah, so I hit you up because my buddy had a Kemper and he was talking about getting rid of it because he was complaining about the same thing I had heard everybody else complain about, which was they can't get a good tube sound out of it. However, I had heard you play with one, so I'm like, I hit him up and I was like, hold on, I know a dude who has some of the best guitar tone I've ever heard to use as one of those.
Thank you.
So one of the quick tips you gave me was to not use the cab mod. What is it called? The cab
Simulator. So there's like a few things I feel like. So like there's modelers and there's profilers. So Kemper's a profiler. So like the tone you're getting was someone actually sat down and put mics up to their cabs, and I don't know the science behind it, but it essentially captures the tone from whatever amp settings were on their head and whatever
to the flub rate to the
to wherever where
the
the microphone was positioned.
everything. Yeah.
So really, I think the biggest thing it comes down to is just getting a really good profile, like something that you can just turn on and it sounds good already.
So you're talking about downloading a whole
Yeah.
tone pack because we talked
Yeah,
about this.
yeah.
But I wanted to bring the listeners in on this because I think this is valuable information. So what you do is you download a tone pack. Some of them are free.
Yep.
But I think you told me, or maybe it was somebody else, because I started with you and I talked to like 3 other people too, and I think it was you though. Like if you really want to just do it right out of the gate, like spend the $20
Yeah.
on this guy's tone because he
Yeah.
spent real time.
Yeah. So there's this guy
The
called
free ones you said are just kind of like what did you say, the like defaulted or generic
yeah,
or whatever.
I mean, you'll find some good ones. Like the Kemper has like a app or like a cloud you can download. You can just pull stuff from there. But there's this guy I really like called Top Jimmy, He has a YouTube channel and he does demos of all, like he shows the process of him like capturing these tones. So like for example, he'll be like, all right, I'm gonna give you a pack of 20 tones of like, let's say like Randy Rhoads. So he has an amp collection, pedal collection. He'll get the actual like gear, not the actual gear they use, but the same, you know, amp or whatever models, and he'll spend time getting the actual tones. And sometimes he'll be like, all right, now
even if he has to cheat it because that pedal doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
He'll get a different
he'll get the
pedal.
closest thing he can.
Right, and he'll spend that time dialing in this new fucking, because it's got different transistors in it.
And it's cool. Yeah, he goes over it in the YouTube, and you'll demonstrate it, and it's cool because you can actually tell this guy knows what he's doing.
Right.
Everything I've downloaded from him sounds great. Like almost all the tones I've used on my Kemper are from him.
No shit.
So
then do you make obvious like
I'll make
tweaks
some.
to it?
Yeah, I'll do it. I like to use his Slash pack. For some reason, his profile he got of like the AFD 100 Marshall head, it's just so good. It's just what I want. It's just like a hot rodded Marshall, you know?
Yeah.
So that, if you're running through an actual cab, don't have the cab sim, obviously, because there's no need for it.
Because the cab sim is supposed to...
That's like if you're just DIing into...
Right, because isn't it supposed to do something with... removing some of the load that goes out of that signal? Because if you're not running cab sim and you run DI, isn't it like oftentimes too hot?
Like if you're going DI with it and no cab sim?
Yeah, so the idea is you turn the cab sim on because it... I swear I've heard this 1,000 times. Basically what it's doing is it's pulling power away from it so you're not blasting this. Because the speakers take power, right?
I don't know the science behind it. I just know like if you just like plug a straight head in or a Kemper without the cab sim, it almost sounds like static.
You know what?
Like it's really bad.
I fucked up. What I'm talking about, I just got to explain myself so people don't think I'm even more stupid than I am. I'm talking about when you do like a line out on like the 5150.
Oh, like on an actual amp?
Yeah, because my tube head has a line out where I don't need to. It's essentially a DI.
Yeah.
But if you do that, you have to use a cab simulator because there's all that voltage or wattage or whatever the fuck it is that's going out that should be going to the speakers to power the speakers, and it's not. And you can do some serious damage to your head. I don't think that's true with the Kempers because it's digital. I don't think it's because you're not pushing tubes the same way you are. So I don't think it's even remotely this. I think it automatically fixes that. It's a tone issue.
Yeah. And then
I think it's just tone, right?
I'm not sure, actually. I don't know.
Okay, but one of the keys to getting the good tone is if you're using an actual cab, do not use the cab simulator.
Yeah, so then what I do too, I like the sound of like, an actual cab too. So I have a preamp. That's what you use to power the Kemper to go into the cab. And that preamp has tubes in it. So I am modeling an amp, but there's actual tubes going into my cab too. So I'm getting the best of both worlds. So
what kind of power amp are you using?
It's a Synergy. Do you know the exact model? It's a Synergy, the brand. What was that? 5050. Synergy 5050. It's a 2-channel amp. Yeah.
And it does use tubes.
Yeah, it's like 4 tubes.
That's why your fucking tone is so good, dude. That's why it is, dude, because I'm telling you.
So
it is 6L6s? Yeah, so that's legit.
Yeah.
So how much does something like that cost?
I think that's like $1,000. It's not cheap.
That's it. So we got a $3,000 amp or a $2,000 amp, plus we have a $1,000 preamp for the fucking power amp for
tone is my thing.
And you have your $1,000 to a $1,500 cab. Like, guitar playing ain't cheap, baby.
Tone is everything. You can be a great guitar player. If your tone's shit, you're not good. You have to have good tone.
Yeah, talk more about this because I've said this 1,000 times.
Yeah.
This is how I explain it to people. No one is ever going to come up to your band and been like, your guitar player's tone was terrible and I didn't enjoy it. In fact, most people aren't even going to go, ooh, the guitar tone is weird. They're not even going to know the guitar tone is bad. They're just going to say, I don't like it, because they don't even know they have shitty gear and they're great, but they sound like shit. They're just going to go, I don't like it. And they're just going to leave and you're never going to fucking know. So talk more about that. Cause if it seems like you're the only one who 100% thinks like me on this issue. So you take the fucking
like you want me just to say like,
yeah, how important and more examples of it. Yeah. Like, cause you've obviously seen it. You've heard it.
Really quick before I do that, I just want to like backtrack and like just continue saying with my rig, just so you, like with that tube power amp, I actually don't mic the cab. I'm still the hell? I'm still DIing my Kemper.
Here, pull it back farther that way. Because you can actually
there you go.
you can like
That's
line
fine.
your nipples up with these two lines.
Oh, perfect.
We've slowly been sliding this way is what's happening. And once that thing went over the
So I am using a tube powered with the cab, but I'm still DIing my Kemper. So what you're hearing through the PA is still just the Kemper.
but in the room,
but in the
you're
room, yeah.
pushing tube driven air.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're getting
it's
the best of both worlds.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So I don't know. It's
I've heard other guys just have like a 5150.
Yeah.
And they do the same thing. They run the Kemper through the 5150.
Yep, it's a power
to the
amp.
speakers.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's just essentially
It's
the same thing. Yeah.
But probably heavier. I assume your power amp is
I don't know.
lighter.
So
You got it all racked though,
that's
right?
the thing though. That rack is pretty heavy. So I think unless I'm doing like a big gig, that's what I'm going to use. But now with Broadway, I'm playing in smaller venues. I can't be bringing a 4x12 in this huge rack. So I have a Quad Cortex now, which is essentially a Kemper. It's just a different brand. And it's all the same technology and like this little pedal board. I can literally fit it in my backpack.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
And
This is like
yeah.
taking over the
Oh,
industry.
it's awesome. Like I like Kemper and Quad Cortex for different things. I use my Kemper for recording at home, but like my quads for gigging Broadway and smaller gigs. I bring that, and I bring this little Laney amp, which has a power amp in it. It's just like 1x12 speaker. So that's really nice for like smaller gigs. You don't really need to be bringing a 4x12. I couldn't even do that with Broadway. Just imagining bringing that through all the people, it sounds like a headache.
Did you know that going in, or did you start doing it the wrong way?
No, I knew because I like I said, I visited a few times. I saw it. Like no one had a. I
So
think
you were like, I'm not doing this.
I think if you brought a 4x12 on Broadway, everyone would look at you and be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
So do you guys run 212s instead of a 412?
I've maybe seen one or two do that.
Because
Mostly,
you could, if guys are running 212s regularly,
yeah.
you could still bring a 412 for the look and just
Yeah.
run it in stereo. You're only running two speakers.
I think like because a lot of these people are either using modelers like me or they're using a combo amp. Because a lot of times to get a good tone out of a tube amp, you gotta like turn the volume up a bit.
Yeah, unless you put an attenuator on it.
Yeah. So and that's a lot of money too. So
For a good one.
Yeah.
For a good one.
So
you can get a cheap
yeah.
one, but you're going to get
Yeah.
feedback. It's going to sound like shit.
So
Yeah.
so you'll see people bringing in like 20-watt combo amps, and so they can crank it. Because you're like Broadway bars aren't big. There's a lot of people, they aren't big, so you got to be able to crank it a little bit.
What kind of cap are we talking about? Square footage to cap?
Oh, it all depends on the bar. Like the main stage at Kid Rock. You're probably better at guessing area than me.
Main stage at Kid Rock.
Yeah. Yeah, probably like that.
It's so tough because First Ave is 1,500, but the Rock nightclub before it was the Doghouse, and I don't know what it is now. I think we talked about this on the podcast back in the day. Back in the day, the cap was 888, and I
Really?
know it was 888 because I looked at they had to have a placard near the door. And it was from the fire marshal, this venue as a 888 person capacity. And the
Yeah.
reason it mattered is because it was the exact same number as Star Central.
Okay.
So both of those two venues that I regularly played at had 800. So I knew what a true sellout was.
Yeah.
So I had this magic number in my head of 888. That's the only reason I know that. That's the only reason. But it's hard to guess because you would say, well, if First Ave's 1,500, there's no way the Rock is 888. It's like 500.
Yeah.
No, that's not how it works at all. It gets very, very confusing. So square footage is almost easier to just compare to the
Yeah.
size of a venue versus the cap. So like,
Yeah.
what is your First Avenue size venue down there? Or do you have a bunch of them?
I'd say like there's a venue. Well, it's a little smaller than First Avenue, but we have a venue in East Nashville called the Basement East. It's like where a lot of like mid-range level like national acts will come through. What was that?
It's First Ave without the balcony.
Yeah, essentially that's for like more original gigs. Broadway, there's a Luke.
Now, is that place always packed too?
Usually, yeah. Every show.
So there is a good original music
Oh, yeah,
culture
totally.
in Nashville.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's not hard or impossible. It's just not as, if you're good enough, it's just, if you're trying to make a living, it's much easier to do it in the cover realm.
Yeah, I'd say for original acts, it's still easier down there. Like
Than
just to bring,
here.
yeah, to bring,
Than-
yeah,
but,
or down,
but-
yeah,
But down there, it's easier to do covers than it is originals, which is also true here.
yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
Especially if you're trying to get paid.
yeah. I think I'm ready for a quick piss break.
You need to piss?
Yeah.
We got a tune of yours. Tell us about this. Tell us about this solo project. We'll play your soon. We'll play
Oh,
your
yeah,
tune.
so-
you gave us a track.
This is a very new thing, you know. Well, I'm in the process of kind of putting some original stuff together, which has been going. But, you know, I thought, like, you know, I want to be able to, like, sit down and write some music that's just all me. Just everything is just me. I don't need second input, which I love that.
Are you singing too?
I'm not singing this. I might eventually. I've been like with Broadway work, I've been doing singing lately, so I've been working on it.
Who's singing? Is it Chris?
Yeah, so for this original project, I kind of, there's not really gonna be any theme to it. It's just whatever I'm feeling. It could be a metal song. If I want to do a blues song, I'll do it.
Is it Chris?
On this track, it's Chris.
I thought so. It sounded like Chris.
Yeah.
I was like, he's not doing like the Stormbreaker
Yeah,
vocals.
yeah.
But when he hits the chorus, I was like, dude, this sounds like Chris.
Yep.
I was like, but there's no way he's Chris. He's in Nashville.
Yeah.
And I was like, but the internet. They don't have to be in the same
Yeah.
town. I
So-
knew it was Chris. Good
Totally.
job, Chris. Very, very good job, Chris. Very impressive.
So one other thing I really want to do with this project is just, you know, bring in my friends on just random songs. I'm gonna have Chris
Yep.
sing on a song. I actually have Wally working on a song
That's
right
what
now.
I'm doing.
Yep. I have a bunch of friends in Nashville that I
Except
got.
it's just guitar players.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
That's
bringing
right.
lead guitar players in.
I have a bunch of friends in Nashville that I'm working on songs with them. I have them sing on, or maybe I'll have my buddy do a guitar solo. I'm having Kyle Palma do the drum tracks right now. So the song that I have right here, it's 80% done. I just wanted to show people that right now. I'm just having Kyle Palma
It sounds done.
record drums. Yeah, I mean, it was originally it was going to
I
be
highly
yeah.
advise to just use one drummer for the tracking.
Yeah, totally.
Even if you have different drummers write, because I think replacing a drummer song for song
Yeah.
can make an album sound disconjointed and
Totally.
or disconjointed. I
Yeah.
just made up a word. It can make it sound disjointed, and it can lose its. It doesn't feel like an album. It
For
starts
sure.
to feel like a
Yeah.
collection of songs.
I agree. So
So even if you have somebody write drums,
Yeah.
have one guy track them all, and it'll make the band feel a little bit more cohesive.
Totally. So my plan right now is just to release a bunch of singles because, like I said, it could kind of be whatever. But eventually, I want to do an album. So once I kind of like get my formula down and I kind of get the process down, I'll be able to like really lock that in. But yeah, this song. I mean, originally this was going to be the final version, but after sitting with it for a
Why
while,
did you call it Butt Stuff Galore?
butt stuff galore, blood runs cold. But yeah, I thought it was done, but then I sat for a while and I'm just like, yeah, these MIDI drums aren't hitting. I'm gonna have Kyle record some drums, so that's in the process right now. But otherwise, everything else is done.
Nice.
So yeah,
All right, let's let it rip, and then you can go take a leak.
sounds good.
Did you meet?
Another battle with myself, and I can't save me. Now I'm becoming someone else. You won't escape me. Anger rising, burning up, leaving me so blinded. I lose my faith, I lose control, and there's no way I'm letting go. I seal my fate, irrational, no justice till your blood runs cold. I ruminate, I see, I dwell, you won't persuade me. Fixation on this bitter pill always betrays me. Anger rising, burning up, leaving me so blinded. I lose my faith, I lose control, and there's no way I'm letting go. I seal my fate, irrational, no justice till your blood runs cold.
like, well, maybe maybe I would like living in a city. Maybe I would like living in a city in a different climate. And I mean weather, but I don't just mean weather. Like, I just don't want to live in a big blue city anymore.
Yeah.
I just don't like the way they run their big cities. So maybe if I move to Nashville or Kansas City, which all big cities are blue. They're all fucking. What did you say? The Somalians? Did you say the Somalians? Yeah, fucking Somalians are crazy here, bro. The Somalians are so crazy here. Even the black people don't like the Somalians here. You want a cigar? I have a
Yeah, why not? Let's
I have a selection of cigars for you, bro. So, well, do you smoke cigars ever at all?
like occasionally.
So these are all very nice cigars. So
Okay.
none of these are like super expensive or super cheap or whatever. They're all going to be reasonably within the same thing. But if you like a darker flavor, if you like a more oily wrapper, you're going to want to go with that one. Anywhere else, these are all three going to be kind of, these other four here are going to be pretty much, not the same, but they're all kind of in the same vein, so to
Okay.
speak. These three, there's this guy named something Espinoza, and he finally created, he's worked with all the best cigar companies in the world, and he finally created his own thing, and he must be a huge Pink Floyd fan because he calls them Comfortably Numb.
Oh, okay.
And they were so popular, he's got Comfortably Numb Volume 1, 2, and then 3 I'm out of. I have another box coming, and then that's number 4.
Okay.
Those are all awesome. These guys sponsor the podcast. That's the Marco V cigar that I'm always smoking on the podcast. And then this is a Monte Cristo. It's supposed to be an expensive cigar, but the way I buy these motherfuckers, dude, I got that shit for fucking dirt ass cheap, dude. I paid like $4 a piece for these, dude. I got a 10-pack of them. But if you go to the cigar store, they're like $16.
Okay.
All these cigars are very expensive
Individually?
in the store. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but with the way I buy them, so I don't want you to feel guilty, is why I'm saying this. Because I get them somewhere else. And I got these for way cheaper than that. So
Okay.
you don't have to feel guilty. Like, don't worry about it. Just
I think we'll try this one.
Yeah, go for it, dude. Take that out. And then when you use this to punch the hole in the bottom, don't press because you'll crack it. You want to kind of like twist and rotate and spin and just be
You want to just do it? Show
yeah,
me.
sure. I even fuck this up every once in a while. And I've been smoking cigars for a long time. This is my second round of smoking cigars. I actually started smoking cigars in my early to mid 20s after I quit smoking cigarettes the first time. And I got really into it. I didn't know a lot about cigars, but I kind of found what I liked. And so it was easy for me to smoke cigars and enjoy myself. Here, you can light. And but here's what happened. I had this beautiful clear acrylic jar and then start rotating it. Yep. And back off. Yep. Yeah, here. Yeah. And then don't puff it, but and then rotate it a little bit. We'll just give it another quick toast. All right, give it 1 or 2 more puffs. And then blow on the end of it. No, the other way. Yeah. Yeah, because you want to keep that warm.
Oh, that's the trick. Okay.
It is one of the tricks. And what you're doing when you do that is you're looking for the big, dark black spots. That means you didn't light it enough, which you don't have any big, dark black spots, but you got a couple little darker spots. So then you just give it one last, and we're toasting. We're just
Gotcha.
warming. Because the idea of this is you want to heat the tobacco up, and you want to, this sounds so dumb, but the idea is you want to melt the oils in the nicotine before they burn and char like on a barbecue. Right? So if you just like you're already burning it
Yeah.
and it's charring instead of melting, because when it melts, it pushes the resins as you smoke through, they concentrate. That's why the cigar flavor changes as you smoke it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And all that shit goes wrong if you light it wrong.
Mhm.
Like if you start off with charred bullshit. Brad, you sure you don't want a cigar? Pussy. No, it's a lot, dude. It's not for everybody, man. I don't know which one I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do the other one. What's that?
What?
Huh? Oh, you have a cigar story from last.
I mean, it
week.
was. Yeah, I mean, nothing in particular to the cigar, I guess. But yeah, when I met Jakey Lee and I was with Warren at dinner. It's pretty cool. He's a really nice guy. We sat down and had dinner, and we were at the casino there in Vegas. And then after we were done, he kind of what you did here, laid out like 5-6 cigars. He's like, pick the cigar you want, and we sat there for like, I don't know, a good 3-4 hours just chatting, and
That's sick.
he's a really cool dude.
You've really downgraded after that.
I'm
now
happy
you're
to
doing
be
this
here.
with me, dude. I'm just kidding. I appreciate you being here. It was a lot of fun. We've been trying to do this for a long time.
Yeah, because last time, my flight had to get changed because I think the last time was right when I got this Rat gig and I had a show come up, so I had to change my flights for the Hurricane Alice gigs. That's why I was here that weekend.
Yeah, and
But-
then I didn't have as much flexibility with my producers because I think I was still working, right? Whereas
Okay.
right now I'm in between jobs.
Yeah.
So even though I have a producer, I have way more flexibility.
Gotcha.
Like, I
Okay,
can
yeah.
start, as long as it's literally not 10 a.m.
Yeah.
I can make it happen.
Totally.
I don't have as much flexibility with the days, but the time way more. Whereas last time it was like, I can't go that late because fucking between this and this and this, it was just like, and that's the thing is instead of trying to cram and make everybody fucking scramble, it's like, dude, we'll just push it. We'll do it next time. When the stars do align.
For sure.
Yeah. So here we are, dude.
I think it was almost like maybe even 4 years ago the first time I was on here. It's been that long.
It's been a long time. Dude.
Yeah.
You're a baby.
Yeah, literally everything in my life is completely different since then. Just so much has changed.
It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, appreciate
It's
it.
been
Thank
very
you.
fun to watch. It's like what it's kind of like. It's kind of like identifying some kid at your favorite college football team who's like a sophomore and he's really good. And you're like, I'm a fan of this kid. This kid's going to the NFL. Like I'm gonna follow this kid. Like let's just see what happens. And sure as shit, then he gets drafted and now he's in the NFL. And you're like, fuck yeah. And the beautiful part is like, I know you.
Totally, yeah.
Like it's cool. So it's even more fun.
Yeah.
Because like I think Bert Kreischer said it best. Like if you're a real fan of somebody, here's what that should mean. Which is when you do well, when you succeed, it makes me feel good.
Totally, yeah.
Right? That because I can be a fan of my friend, I can be a fan of my dad. So when my dad does something super cool, when he achieves a thing, I feel proud, right?
Totally, yeah.
That's what it means to be a fan
Yeah.
of a musician or a comedian. Like you enjoy their success. You watch their rise to fame and fortune.
Yeah.
It's inspirational.
I appreciate it.
And it's fun. It's super fun for me because I didn't discover you on the internet while you were now.
Yeah.
Right. I found you on the local scene
Totally.
randomly.
Yeah.
Right. It was just such a weird thing. I started a podcast in the pandemic. I'm like, I want to talk to young local musicians and,
Totally.
bestow my knowledge and wisdom and all the mistakes we made.
Yeah.
And then selfishly in the secret, I was like, I also want to steal all their new ideas because they're way younger and smarter and hipper than us with technology. So we need to learn what we're doing again. Because all my
Totally.
old buddies were complaining and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when I discovered you, and I don't mean discovered as in like I found you and made you. That's not what I mean. I mean like I came upon you.
Yep.
Because you were already doing things locally. Uncle Daddy, The Issue, which is now Rogue Royal. It's been really fun to watch the journeys of those things. And that's why I was so heartbroken with the Revenant Soul guys breaking
Totally,
Because I
yeah.
was like, that was one of my favorite local bands.
That was a
'cause I was
fun
like,
band.
bro, these boys, just like the Stormbreaker, just like a lot of these other groups I talk about, I was like, these guys, they got legs. Like they can run.
Totally.
And then boom, out of nowhere, they record that fucking EP. And I'm like, this is fucking dope. And we're breaking up.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. So when bands fail and you're a fan, you feel the same heartbreak that maybe not to the same degree, but like it hurts. You're like, God, I wanted
totally.
to see more of that.
Yeah.
It's like when a show gets canceled early. You're like, wait, there should be at least 2 more seasons of this, dude. Like what happens to these characters, bro? But
Totally.
the writers strike, whatever.
Yeah.
You get it, man.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing with a band is just, it's like being in a relationship with 3, 4, or 5 other people. You know,
It
like
literally
like
is.
you.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing about it. It's not writing the music. It's not even the business. I feel like it's just, you know.
Oh, and then to keep that thing from going out, so you have
Mhm.
to keep 1 to 3 puffs per minute.
Okay.
So you don't even have to like heavy smoke it. Yep, just like that, and then you're good for like another minute. And as long as you keep doing it, and let's toast the outside of that one more time, because the guys that over smoke it, what'll happen? They'll build a tornado in this motherfucker,
Mm.
and so it'll be in the middle. It'll be burning way down here. even though
Gotcha.
and then they're like, and they're like, I can't get a good hit. And it's like because every time you do that hit, it's just doing a tornado,
Yeah.
and you're only burning a tiny little bit of new tobacco instead of the entire thing as it goes down. You
That's
know?
good stuff to know because I definitely looked like an amateur the other weekend when I was with
You're
them.
holding it like a pro.
Am I?
The only other one I could tell you is one I got as a brand new cigar smoker,
Mhm.
and it's like the algorithm. Even back then, the algorithm's new because I'm like
Yeah.
searching cigars and boom, YouTube pops up. This is literally fucking 20 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
15, 20 years ago. I'm YouTubing cigar shit because I'm confused. I don't know how to order cigars. I don't know, I'm trying to, what is a Toro? What is a fucking Maduro? One's a size, one's a flavor. I
Totally.
didn't know anything, right?
Yeah.
And I come across Arnold Schwarzenegger talking to, no, this is a newer video. Never mind. This is a newer video, but it's Arnold Schwarzenegger talking to Jimmy Kimmel how to smoke a cigar. He's like, I bring you to this cigar shop. I bring you in and you sit there and you kiss your cigar. Listen, you need to be a man. You need to put it in your teeth. And he's right. He's right. You don't kiss. It looks like you're kissing the tip of a dick.
Mm.
No, you put it in your teeth
Yeah.
and you give it a puff or two. And then you back out. And as long as you do that 1 to 3 per minute, if it's a good cigar, it'll look like this all the way down. And you'll always get, now if it's a cheap, shitty cigar,
Hmm.
sometimes there's nothing you can do. It's just a shitty cigar. You can get really good cigars like these, and every once in a while, it's just a bad roll.
Yeah.
And you just have a bad cigar. There's times where I get one where it's just so tight that no matter what I do, you're just and you just can't get any. And then there's other ones where all you're getting is air,
Hmm.
and it's too loose because it's an organic thing. You know what I
Totally.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why. I love cigars. I love cigars.
I get it. Yeah. Totally.
But what the fuck were we talking about?
I think we left off talking about gear. I think.
That was the last serious thing we were talking about. What were we just talking about a second ago? Will, what were we just talking about? Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Being a fan of you guys
Yeah,
and
yeah.
watching you guys do this shit. So, yeah,
Mhm.
your life is totally different now.
Literally everything about it.
4 years from
Yeah.
now. And I think the really cool thing for me is to watch you make a significant string. You've strung together a series of good decisions.
Mm.
And when I feel like when you do that and you're prepared for the opportunities that come with making good decisions, then you kind of automatically have the ability to take advantage of those things as they come along. Because you can make a lot of good decisions, but if you're not prepared for them, you can fail and it's over.
Totally.
And vice versa. You
Yeah.
can prepare for them all day, but if you don't make good decisions,
Mm.
fucking, you're going to ruin your life.
Yeah. Totally.
So music career is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is an analogy anybody should be able to relate to. Like if you're going to trade school right now and you're drinking on a Tuesday night while you should be studying,
Yeah.
you're making bad decisions.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Fucking
The mindset is
get
everything.
your life together.
Totally. Yeah. No, mindset is everything, man.
What's the number one thing that contributed to you having that mindset? Was there like an athlete? Did you watch your dad do shit? Don't kiss his ass because he's standing in the other room. But like, was there a specific person that you watched not fuck around? Because that's kind of what we're talking about, right? Is like, don't fuck around. If you're serious about
Yeah.
something, like the new buzz phrase is be where your feet are.
Yeah.
That kind of shit, right?
Honestly, I don't feel like it was like any like maybe particular musician that I knew personally. I think it was more just like there was one day in my life where I was like, this is what I want to do.
Where'd this come from, though? Was there an athlete or like I said, a father figure or
I
a
mean,
neighbor?
yeah.
Or is there a neighbor, or an older kid at school?
Yeah.
Somebody that like you were like, oh, I want to do what they're doing because
Yeah.
the way they do things will help me achieve my goals. Even though maybe, like I said, I keep
Yeah.
bringing up an athlete because where most people get this inspiration is not from their trade, not from
Yeah.
their. It's some story, it's some movie.
Yeah.
What was
Well,
it for you? Was it your dad?
I mean, yeah.
I keep tossing it
yeah,
over there.
yeah. I think the biggest thing.
No pressure.
No, it's all good. The biggest thing I can think back to is like I think countless times me and my dad would just sit on the couch and watch like "Song Remains the Same" by Led Zeppelin, or we'd watch forget what the DVD was, like some Iron Maiden concert or something, and just growing up with that and loving it, and just eventually just being like, this is what I want to do. I think when I was really little, I wanted to be a football player because I grew up with that too, but obviously I don't really have the build for that. I'm not a football player. But then I found music and I got into that. And I don't know, just one day I was like, this is what I want to do. And I think my dad wanted to play guitar growing up too. So once I picked up a guitar for the first time, he got really into it too. And, he wanted to help some way. So he started learning how to work on guitars and build them. And just having him around, I remember in high school, we lived maybe 45 minutes from my school. So I didn't get to see friends a whole lot, but there'd be times, I'd want to go out and hang out with my friends or something, and my dad would be like, you gotta stay home and you gotta practice. And a lot of times in the moment I hated it.
So you Tiger Woods did.
Yeah.
You Tiger Woods the kid.
And a lot of times
you're gonna break up with that girl. No, I'm just kidding.
And in the moment, when I was younger, I was like, you'd be all mad, well, what the fuck and all this. And I think back and I'm like, I would not be here right now doing what I do if it wasn't for him. You know, so I think it was,
especially young. It's too easy. You're young. You got testosterone going through. There's there's weed and beers flowing around at after school parties.
Yeah.
It's easy to get distracted, man.
And it was good that he did that because I feel like a lot of these guitar players, they start really young. I didn't. I think I picked up the guitar for the first time when I was 14, and
that's pretty young.
But then I did it for
most professionals. It is 12 to 16.
Okay.
It is. Because the John Mayers are 3 years old. The Eric Claptons are 6 years old. And I'm making those two people in those two ages up. I have no idea. But some of those guys, they go to Juilliard. Yeah. But no, the most common is 12 to 16.
Well, I think I started playing guitar with my aunt, actually, because she really wanted to learn too. We went to a community center and we were learning how to play. And I was strumming chords to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And I thought it was the stupidest thing ever. And I actually put it down for a few months, maybe a year or whatever, and then I eventually picked it back up again. Right? It was so boring.
I was told that to people when they were buying guitars. They were like, well, we don't want to spend a lot of money because we don't know if he's going to stick with it. And I'm like, well, here's the thing. You're not going to buy him that book because he's going to go 1 0 1 0 1 0, and it's boring.
Yeah.
But if you buy him this book, and he learns chords, and it immediately starts playing along with songs, because it also had a DVD to show you how to play the chords. I was like, now it'll be fun.
Totally.
And then if we get him a guitar that stays in tune, it'll sound good, and it'll be easier to play, so it'll be more enjoyable.
Yeah.
There's a greater chance for your kid to stick with this, and all of a sudden, boom, they're spending $1,000 instead of $200.
Yeah.
Because I got them a whole thing. I got them a kit, and I had 0 returns on those things because those kids stuck with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally understand. It's not fun. You're playing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Fucking, you're watching rock videos with your dad. Like this isn't what I want to do. You set that shit down. So what brought you back?
So the thing that changed, I don't remember what inclined me to pick it back up again. I don't really remember that, but I think my grandparents got me some lessons at some local music shop in White Bear Lake. And thinking back, the guy that I had, I don't think, as far as teaching me the right knowledge, I don't think he was really great about that. But what he did really good was I told him, this is what I like. And I remember he just showed me how to play riffs to songs. I was playing
that's what I'm talking about.
AC/DC riffs, Deep Purple, and maybe I wasn't learning theory or how
he taught you how to have fun.
Well, yeah, exactly. So it made me excited about it again. And so I used to teach guitar at School of Rock when I was living here last 2 years, and I was still teaching kids the science behind it and all this, but the biggest thing is if they're having fun. Because if they're not having fun, they're going to do what I did and put it back down.
I think
so. You need to implement both. Yeah.
I think the hybrid is there. Get them to have fun first.
Yep.
And then once they start asking questions and they get curious, explain the science behind it. Here's why. Because you're just dealing with these same 12 notes in repetition.
Yeah.
That's why you can jump up here and play what we call a harmony.
Yeah.
And then teach them the thirds and the fifths. And then once you see them get a little overwhelmed, be like, don't worry about it. Just do this.
Totally. Totally.
And as long as people are having fun, especially at a young age, they're much more likely to stick with something.
I think that's even true, as you go out your whole music career, you can get burnt out, It's sometimes you got to, find again like what made you excited about the guitar. That could be like
point.
it could be
Great
like,
point, dude.
oh, I remember I grew up like learning Iron Maiden songs. That's what made me excited. You know, I could be in a rut and I'm like, oh, I'm just not feeling this. I go back and play a song I haven't played in 6 years. Be like, I'm having fun again. You know,
Yeah.
like this is the most important thing. You just gotta have fun the whole time. You know.
It can. So I agree with that 100%. And I wanna just really reiterate this. I think you have to enjoy the whole process.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I think you have to enjoy, especially if you're in an original band. I think you have to enjoy the rehearsals. You have to enjoy the recording, the touring, the boring parts.
Mhm.
Like we load it in. You have to do this. You have to go, cool, we got 4 hours to fuck off.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy that shit anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like, we loaded in and now I have 4 hours I have to sit here and fucking wait.
Mhm.
Like I'm not trying to walk downtown Minneapolis before my gig. Like then I'm gonna go play my fucking drums and my
Yeah.
knees are gonna hurt. Like I'm fucking getting old. So when you start to get my mindset, I think you need to start thinking about getting out of the way, because you're taking gigs from younger bands. Maybe not in our town anymore, but like,
Mhm.
but yeah, I think if you really want to do this the right way, I think you need to not only have fun and enjoy it, but I think you have to enjoy every part.
You
of
got to be
the
obsessed
whole
with it.
thing, the whole thing.
Like, I think if you really want to make something, it could be with anything, not even music. If you really want something, you got to be obsessed with it. You got to be thinking about it all the time. You know, like I find so much
All the
joy.
time.
I think maybe not like every second waking hour, you know, but like I just feel like if you're really into it, you're always thinking about it. Like I have so much fun. I don't mind if I have to wait around a few hours for the gig to start. I don't mind. I enjoy every bit of that. I'm like, I love this so much that I don't mind the minor inconveniences.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's a great example of always thinking about it is because, like you said, you don't necessarily have to think about every second of every day. But if you're going to a baseball game and you're hanging out and you see a great idea that baseball team is doing in the stadium, if you're in the right mindset, your brain should go, hey, our band could do a version of that. That's a fucking great idea. Boom. Lock it into the back of your mind.
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't ruin the night with your wife.
Mhm.
You know, fucking like be present, be where your feet are.
Totally.
But like that's how your brain should work.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea. We could do that in our band. We'll just do a smaller version of it.
Yeah.
So we don't have 30,000 people sitting here watching a baseball game, but we do have 300 people every Friday night.
Yeah.
We should do that. That's
And
a great
yeah.
idea.
It could be different for me since like I do it like professionally for a living too, but like just a lot of your decisions you should just be thinking about what your end goal is. Like, you know, kind of going back to, you know, the bars are always filled at Nashville. There will be so many nights where I'm sitting at home and I don't feel like going out, you know, I just want to stay in. But, you know, you got to go out and connect with people. You never know who you're going to meet, especially with Nashville. The amount of people who just know someone, like that's part of it, you know, just thinking about stuff like that, just like anything you can do to like help your goal.
Be present.
Because if you don't know the right people, that's kind of like, that's a lot of it. You need to know the right people to make stuff happen.
And you also
know?
have to maintain.
Yeah.
You got to maintain relationships. There's this old hip hop producer dude. I don't even remember his name, but he was on some fucking MTV thing. And the only thing I remember is once he said, if you want to stay on top, you got to stay in touch. Other side.
Oh, I see.
You have it right. You just had it flipped. But he said, if you want to stay on top, you got to stay in touch. So even when he didn't have anything going on, he would back up, dude. Yeah, you want to be in the orange part of the flame. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Spin it. You're good. Yeah, so even when he didn't have anything going on, he would still spend time going and touching bases at all these record labels. He would just stop in and check in. Hey, how you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. What do you got? And he would ask about what they got going on. And that was because he just wanted to simply make sure that when something came up, he was in people's minds. Because if you're not around, they forget about you.
Totally.
And then an opportunity comes up and they give it to a guy they do think about. That was his whole strategy. It was just simply, and that's the greatest phrase I got out of that whole TV show. I don't remember his name. I don't remember any acts he works with, but I do remember the phrase, if you want to stay on top, you got to stay in touch.
Yeah.
And that is a great piece of advice, man. That's what I wish I was better at, is coming up with like those little poignant phrases, those
Yeah.
little fucking idioms.
Totally. And you know, people are always, just because you meet someone, they're not always gonna remember you too. You gotta be a good guy. You gotta give them a reason to like remember you. You know, like for me, like moving to Nashville, you know, like I mean, I'm still like at heart like kind of like an introverted person, but you know, I really had to open up and like really get out of my comfort zone to talk to people. You know,
Listen up, Will.
because you know, like you never know, like just like sitting at a bar, you know, like you never know who you're gonna meet. Just going up to someone and talking to them, you never know, like you know, change your life. You never
Yeah.
know, and if you just sit there and keep to yourself, nothing's gonna change.
100%.
You know?
And it, especially in a town like that.
Yeah,
But
totally.
that is still true in Des Moines, Iowa.
Mhm.
That is still true right here in South Minneapolis.
Yeah.
I went to the fucking Bulldog because I lived near there and I liked their nachos. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting there having beers with the fucking, I think he was the drummer. I knew better than to like ask too many questions, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he was the drummer of Cradle of Filth
Oh, nice.
because
Okay.
he married some girl from Minneapolis and she liked Uptown.
Yeah.
So he same exact thing.
Mhm.
He lived right down the block. He liked the food. It was
Yeah.
a chill atmosphere, and he would go there and just sit. And I started hanging out with him. I don't even remember his name,
Yeah.
but the bartender told me that was the drummer of Cradle of Filth because he knew I was a musician, right? And so I
Mhm.
was doing a thing. Unfortunately, I was never able to take advantage of it because I was in a fucking what equated to a punk rock band. Even though
Yeah.
I refused to ever admit it was a punk rock band. It equated to a punk rock band. There's nothing in that world where I'm going to be able to, you know, fucking. And his whole thing was he was there to not be talked to about music.
Yeah.
So we never once talked about music.
Yeah.
Not once. He didn't even know I was a musician
Mhm.
because the guys at the bar were like, don't do the thing.
Yeah.
But just so you know. And
Yeah.
then just naturally we started talking. But you're right, though.
Yeah.
Because if he wasn't that, right, or if I mean, maybe he isn't that guy. Maybe
Mm.
maybe the bartenders were bullshitting me and I could have asked him for an opportunity.
Yeah.
And he was a big fan of punk rock and they could have given me an opportunity.
Yeah.
But either way, your point still stands. You never know where you're at. You never know who you're talking to. Be willing to talk to people in our industry.
Mm.
You know, if you're a plumber and you're not trying to get work,
Yeah.
maybe you do want to just fucking
It,
be left alone.
it
But
li-
if you're
yeah.
us,
Yeah, it literally happened to me like a few days ago. I remember I have some Rat vinyls, but I wanted to get some Quiet Riot vinyls too because the original guitar player plays for Rat right now. So I was like, I want to pick up some vinyls just so he can sign it. You know, I want something like that. You know, I like hit up like some guy on Facebook Marketplace, and I showed up, and he handed me the records, and I gave him the money. And you know, I could have easily walked away, but I just started asking him questions. You know, and apparently he like worked on Mick Mars's new like solo record. You know, it's just you never like
exactly.
in the weirdest situations, you just never know.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
it's so true. And again, I've said this a lot lately over the last few months when we've done this podcast. It seems so obvious when you say it out loud,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think a lot of us think about it this way
Yeah.
in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Now, I'm more like that. I'm way more extroverted. So I've absolutely done what you're talking about.
Yeah.
However, I can totally relate to you guys because I've been in those moments where I'm like, I don't want to fucking talk to anybody. I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm pissed off, or I'm just tired, or
Because in the moment,
I'm
you don't really think
exhausted.
about what could happen.
Yeah,
you know,
you're thinking
just-
about your own self. You're
Yeah.
thinking about your comfort, and that's
Yep.
the other thing is like, stop thinking about being comfortable.
Yeah.
That's what that boils down
Yeah.
to.
If you're
right?
not, yeah, you got to get outside your
you
comfort
gotta
zone. You
get
have
out
to.
of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Comfort is the enemy of progress.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe
Totally,
this.
I agree. Yeah.
If you're comfortable, you're not doing any real work. like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You're
Yeah.
not making any progress. You're not doing anything. If you're comfortable, like, don't seek out comfortable.
Yeah.
Guys that leave the house in Crocs
Mm.
can fuck all the way off.
I mean, it comes down to everything. Like, even me just sitting at home practicing guitar. If I'm not like feeling uncomfortable with what I'm doing, I'm not gonna get better. If I'm just playing the same stuff I've been playing, I'm not gonna get better. You know, you gotta get out. You gotta do something new.
You have to.
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and that's a great point for specifically music. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, dude, like play music you don't necessarily like. Play genres that you're not trying to
Totally.
create.
Yeah.
Because worst case scenario, you're going to build a new chop if you're a drummer. Worst case scenario, you're going to learn a different scale or a way to get to a scale as a guitar player. Worst case scenario, you're going to be forced to control your voice differently as a singer. And all of those things are going to be beneficial no matter what the fuck you're doing.
Totally.
You just have a new way of approaching a problem. It's tools in the toolbox, as they used to say it, or as Al Bourne says it. My favorite local drummer, Al Bourne, he says, play with a full deck.
Mm-hmm.
Play with a full deck of cards. I mean, imagine trying to play a poker game. Everybody brings their own deck. I don't know why you would ever do this, but everybody brings their own deck, and you put them all in, and you shuffle up the deck, but you don't bring any aces.
Yeah.
You're missing all your threes. You only have 2 jacks. Like, like what are we doing here? Like, this is not a good idea to put your best foot forward.
Totally.
Again, it seems super obvious when you say it out loud.
Yeah.
But I think it's easy to forget these things in the mindset.
Yeah.
So, like, where'd you start getting that gumption where, no, I got to go out? Like, what is that? Where did it come from? Where is that voice that nags you to get off your ass and stop fucking around?
It's actually kind of hard to say.
It is, but I got to ask because I'm super curious.
So I think there was like 2 big moments in my life where I feel like I upgraded as far as like being more confident coming out of my comfort zone. And I feel like actually not a lot of people know this, but like I think when I was like 19, Stormbreaker was like playing some bar at Mayslacks or whatever. And I had like some lady come up to me, and the bar was loud. I think Revenant Soul was like, or I think maybe they played, I don't remember. I think there was a band playing. I think they were on that bill though. And she came up to me and she's like, all I could really hear was like, do you have a manager? And I mean, I assumed music because that's what we were here for. And I'm like, no. She like gave me her number. She's like, okay, give me a call tomorrow. And I called her tomorrow, and she actually ended up being an agent for modeling.
Oh, wow.
So for like a year and a half, 2 years maybe even, like I was doing modeling. Cause
Wow. Because you got those cheekbones.
Yeah, I'm a tall, skinny guy, and that's what they want for like kind of like high fashion, like men's suits and like dress wear and all that. So I did that for a while. And I've never I was so shy back then. Like I never once imagined myself walking down a runway.
Right.
But I did it.
Yeah.
And just that, I felt like I kind of like broke through a wall. And it made me more confident. I felt like I was a little more outgoing, but and then the other time was just moving to Nashville and just seeing the amount of people you can meet, and just like I said, everyone there around you is in the same boat. They moved.
That had to be a big confidence builder, going
Yeah.
to a level that's higher than where you came from, and immediately just doing the job.
Yeah.
There was no, well, I got to start over and pay my dues and go from the ground up. It was, you got to this new level and you were already hitting the ground running. That has to be a massive confidence.
I mean, I moved to a brand new city, no family with me, no great friends. I had a few acquaintances. The only person who was going to get stuff done was myself, So I literally had to go out there and talk to people. And just for the last year and a half especially, it's gotten easier. You get used to doing it, and it's not really a task anymore, It's almost like it's become more natural,
I'm allowed to ask this question, which I will say why I'm allowed to ask this question after I ask this question. I think Brad already knows what I'm about to ask. The smile on his face, he's like, oh shit, here it comes.
Oh, what is it?
Do the Jews also run Nashville?
I don't know.
I'm Jewish. I'm allowed to ask these questions.
I have no I know. I don't know.
or is everybody with the last name Williams down there? You know what I mean? Like, do you have a lot of Schultzes and a lot of Bergmans and Goldsteins down there?
I have a really good friend with the last name Goldstein, but I don't know. Like, no, I don't really know. I guess I don't know.
I'm obviously joking. I had to do it. I had to get one of my questions out. One of my inappropriate questions out. What's that? That would be smart if you're smart. And there's also like weird, not only just like smart marketing things about that, but like in Jamaica, if you're a foreigner, like if I wanted to go buy a thing and do an Airbnb and start a company, I can't just do it. I have to have a Jamaican partner. So I have to bring in a Jamaican citizen and share profits with them. You're not allowed to do anything in there as a fully formed company. or sorry, fully foreign company. You have to have some stakeholder that is somebody from the island. And again, I don't even know if that's 100% true, but that's what I was told. Maybe they were just bullshitting me, trying to get maybe just trying to get a cut. I don't know. All I was trying to do was buy a little $100,000 house so I could fucking not pay for a fucking hotel every time I want to go to Jamaica, dude. It turned into a whole ass thing, and I never bought that house. Just so everybody knows.
So is there any like anything new in the local scene here? Any new cool bands or anything? Because I've been kind of out of the loop a little bit.
As far as new cool bands,
Yeah, or just anything in the scene that's kind of like, you know, cool or new or.
honestly, I don't really think so.
Really?
I think that's kind of one of the problems is like you guys, your bands, the Rogue Royal, Revenant Soul, Uncle Daddy, that whole thing with the Stormbreaker guys, and there are some bands surrounding you guys as well, but it was kind of that 4-band group. You guys kind of developed a new version of the scene almost.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, there wasn't enough. There needed to be 10 or 12 more bands as good as you guys right immediately behind you to keep the momentum going and build.
Totally.
And there just wasn't.
Mm.
And I'm not saying none of the other bands are good, but none of them grabbed that same steam and vigor.
Are you saying like rock and metal bands, or more like kind of like rock bands like we were?
Rock and metal.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I think both of your bands, specifically Revenant Soul and Stormbreaker, I think you transcended rock and metal.
Yeah.
I think you could have. I think either one of your bands could have went and played pretty much any show.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe not like a pop emo thing.
Yeah.
Maybe not like a fucking
Indie. Yeah.
Like then you might be the weird outsiders. But you could have went on a real metal show.
Yeah, for sure.
And people would have been like, that kind of fucking band was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you did that a lot.
Yeah.
Which is why I have such confidence saying
One thing I remember kind of noticing is like, not that it was like intentional, but I always felt like there was kind of like a divide between the rock and metal bands.
Yeah, they're definitely
Like just as far as like crossover, as far as like support.
100%.
I don't think it was like intentional really. It's just like,
Yeah, but it's a real thing.
yeah, it's just, it wasn't there. And I feel like if it was there, it would have been better.
No, you're right.
You know?
Yeah, and that was true back then.
Yeah.
That was true back in my heyday as well. And it's still true now.
Yeah.
So it was true 4 or 5 years ago. It's still true now. It was true. Yeah, that's never changed. And I agree. And I don't know why. I do not have an answer. I don't even really have an idea why. Because it's a dumb problem. Yeah, maybe it is just like bad visionaries that act as gatekeepers because they don't understand the possibility of cross-pollination.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, because Joe Spanbauer is one of the best I've ever. Shannon Brettle was one of the best at this, where they would take a Ginger Jake, a Bane Hinge. So Ginger Jake was straight up hard rock with a hot female singer.
Mm-hmm.
Bane Hinge was really hard rock, almost basically metal.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, really, 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 really hard rock. And then they'd throw on Revelance, who was straight up metal, thrash metal, black metal, couple different things in there, but they were straight up metal.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'd throw on fucking one of my bands.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 7 Months of Nothing, which was straight up new metal, right? Or they'd throw on Solace and Ashes, which was like, I don't know what the fuck we were. Maybe towards the beginning of what became metalcore. I don't know what the fuck Solace and Ashes was, but we were a metal band.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we have 800 people in the room because each one of those groups drew somewhere between 50 and 500 people.
Mm-hmm.
So you had your headliner that drew the most and the opener that drew very little.
Yeah.
But it was still 800 people in a sold-out crowd at Star Central, at The Rock.
Yeah.
And this happened all the time. And it wasn't just those 4 bands, but people were doing shit like that. And I think that's definitely the reason that our scene was stronger. Even though there still was a divide, the difference was you had 3 very good booking agents that had rosters of bands that were in separate genres.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't have a guy that just had metal bands. So the only thing he ever did was metal. You had Shannon Brettle, who had Black Flood Diesel, and she had Stasia, and she had, I don't fucking name, however, I can't think off the top of my head. But then you had Bill Berry, who had Skywind, and other bands, including metal bands, and Joe Spanbauer, who had B, and also had Banehinge and Solace and Ashes and -3. So you crossed genres within one manager, so one guy could do this. But then sometimes they would collaborate, and it was incredible. It was
So,
really incredible.
In your opinion,
I don't even know if I gave you a straight answer.
what do you think is the biggest reason that the scene is where we're here now compared to then? Like, what do you think is like the biggest thing that's changed to like come to this?
Well, I think I've already kind of said it. We had all those bookers retire in
Yeah.
the same year. We had all these bands, these true headlining bands. Every single band I mentioned drew 500 people just to see them. All of them broke up. And these 2 or 3 clubs, Urban Wildlife, Star Central, and 1 or 2 other clubs, all closed within the same 365-day cycle. I think it started in like April, and then it was like by February the next year,
So
everything had fallen.
could you see this coming back as far as like venues and like a new wave of bands kind of all coming around the same time? Like do you think that's even possible? Or
I 100% thought this was possible, and I thought I could have been a part of it. I thought this podcast and me getting back involved in advising young bands and people like Greg Moog, and if we all made the right decisions, if we all made good decisions, and were prepared to take advantage of them, I genuinely thought we could have built this back as early as a year and a half ago.
Okay.
But over the last 18 months of collaborating and talking to people in this scene, it's so fucking disjointed and disorganized, and there's no cohesiveness. There's no overall vision. We have a bad government that doesn't enable us to do stuff. So I still have hope, but if I'm being 100% unbiased, realistic, remove all emotions, no. I think this town is dead. I think it's dead. And I hate to say that, but
I mean, that's part of the reason I moved, because that's what I thought.
that's what you came to the same conclusion.
I still like, all my friends and all the bands that I'm, still close with here. I mean, I still love all of them, obviously, but just like, I could kind of see too, like, just, this isn't it,
Yeah.
So.
And I think if it does come back, what it's going to take is a second Prince. It's going to take one band or one artist to truly blow up, decide to stay here, and build and or run a club. We need a Joe Rogan of music. We need a Prince. We need somebody who's going to say, nope, I'm doing this. And we can't build stadiums around those clubs, which is what happened to First Avenue. There is nothing to do around First Avenue unless it's also a baseball game or a basketball game. There's nothing else on that end of town.
Yeah. That's one thing I'm noticed with Nashville is like,
Would you agree, Brad?
all these musicians down
I
south.
keep referring to Brad because he's old like me.
All these musicians or other people I've met in Nashville, they all got like this fire to them. Like they want this and they're working towards it. And I remember other than Stormbreaker and like Revenant and like that group of bands
A
you
couple
mentioned,
people,
yeah, I didn't really notice from any other these people like they had this fire to them. Like they maybe they wanted this end goal, but they didn't realize or think about what you had to do to get to that, and they
Right.
kind of got comfortable where they're at, and it's just
Yep, and then because you have to have a day job in this town.
yeah.
So at least while you're getting started, you have to have a day job. Unless you're doing the full-blown cover thing on the side.
Even then, I think that's hard here.
It can be.
Yeah.
It depends on how good you are, right?
Yeah.
Because Hairball and there's
Oh,
a few,
that's
there's a
different,
there's
yeah.
a handful of bands that make incredible money doing it. But you're
Yeah,
right, it's
yeah.
still a very small group. You're right, dude. So you have to have some sort of a day job. And the problem is while you're doing the thing, guys get promotions. Suddenly back in the day it was suddenly they're making 50 grand. Suddenly they're making, that ain't shit now.
Yeah.
But so now it's suddenly dude's making 100 grand a year. And in order for your band to take the leap, now your homie's got to quit $100,000 a year job with profit sharing, paid vacations, health insurance. so he can maybe go make like 20 or 30 on the road.
Yeah.
That's a hard pill to. A
For
guy's
sure.
really got to want it.
You got to change
and
your
if
whole
he's
lifestyle.
got a kid coming, it's borderline irresponsible for him to make that same decision.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're really trying to do what's best for that kid, it's probably not the best decision to go on the road. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like unless you've already got a thing going.
For sure,
You know, if
for
you
sure.
can do it right, and this is kind of what I've said is I think you could still break out of Minneapolis, but I don't think you can concentrate on Minneapolis. I think you just need to play everywhere all at once. So you're kind of automatically from day one trying to tour.
Mm-hmm.
Do it Weekend Warrior style, but you're always trying to play in St. Cloud, in Fargo, in fucking Duluth, Sioux Falls, Des Moines. Maybe if you're lucky, you can get all the way to Milwaukee or Chicago. Those are 6-hour drives. It's a little tough. But if you can do all of that and then do what the young guys do, what you guys do, which is you're putting out that online content. So you're building a presence in all of these towns at the same time. So you may not draw 500 people in each town, but that doesn't seem to matter anymore. What seems
No,
to matter
yeah.
way more importantly is you have 10,000 Instagram followers and you can draw 50 people in each town.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be a way more valuable currency in this world than the world I came from.
Totally, yeah.
I think you can still do that from here, but we don't have a concentrated funnel like a strip
Mm,
where you have great bar owners that know how it works,
yeah.
an entertainment district where people go to see this stuff. So you don't have the ability. So some of these bands are lucky to play 3 shows a year,
Yeah.
which is what you want to do, but ironically you need the ability to do what we were able to do, which is brand new band. We were able to play 6 or 8 shows. We could have played 20 shows our first year.
Totally.
And then you build the buzz, and then you immediately scale it back to you're only playing in town 2, 3, 4 times a year.
Yeah.
But you're doing that in every town.
For
So
sure.
you're still playing every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that's what, to catch us back up to what you said, I don't think a lot of guys really see the roadmap of, okay, you say you want this, but here's what we got to do to get there.
Mhm.
And that's, I think, what it takes in this world is in Minneapolis, you got to play every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, St. Cloud, Sioux Falls, Duluth, Mankato, Fargo, St. Paul, Des Moines, Rochester, La Crosse. And you're doing that. And you're doing so many towns that every weekend you're playing 4 shows. And after the course of 2 years, everybody in the Midwest region knows you because you've also been doing what your generation does, which is the Instagram videos, the TikToks, shooting actual music videos, dropping a single every 45 days. This idea that has flipped the industry on its head where you do this slow you don't drop an album anymore. You don't play a CD release. Nobody gives a fuck about your CD release. You drop a single every 45 days. You're always creating content. That's what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
That's what your generation
I love
does.
and hate it. You know?
But
Yeah.
exactly. And
Yeah.
honestly, I hated passing out flyers.
Yep.
But
Yep.
you know
For
what I
sure,
mean? But
for sure.
this is how the game is played.
Yep.
And this is kind of to bring it back to
Gotta
what we're
adapt
talking-
to it.
This is how the game is played. If you want to do what you want to achieve, this is the game we need to play now.
Totally.
And as it evolves, we evolve.
Yeah.
But to get 5 guys or 4 guys even, or sometimes even 3 guys, that's why there's a lot of 2-piece bands now. I'm convinced. I'm 100% certain it's not just because Royal Blood made it successful. I'm telling you, it's because it's a lot easier to get 2 people to achieve a goal than it is to get 3, 4, or
Yeah.
5 people to achieve a goal. It's
Yeah.
way easier, dude.
Technology definitely has a part in that too, you know?
For
'cause
sure.
It's kind of sad. Like
100%,
I don't
yes.
I like it, and don't like it at the same time
For
because
sure.
like I don't like that it's so easy to make music without an actual band now. But it's easy, so
You're right.
you like
No,
that,
you're right, dude.
you know?
It
but
does suck.
you know, so
But at the same time, it's kind of empowering if you're like, I don't need a guitar player anymore. I can just use this octave pedal and write
Yeah.
badass bass riffs.
yeah. I mean, as much as I like sitting at home, like the song that I wrote that you listened to earlier, as much as I had fun doing that, it doesn't beat getting in a room, get with your friends and just jamming out
And
stuff.
pushing air.
Yeah, like my favorite thing is like when you're with those guys and you're writing music and you're all equally excited about that. Like it just gets you so pumped up. Like that's what makes me most like happy, excited with music. You know, just sharing that same excitement with someone else. You know.
Yep.
And you know, with how easy stuff is, it's kind of you lose that. You know. And
One of my favorite things about being in rehearsal
Mhm.
is when you like I don't know if I've shown you my bass rig,
Mhm.
but I have a mammoth bass rig, dude.
Hell yeah.
I have a Mark bass 8x10, which they don't even make anymore.
Oh, okay.
And then I just run fucking I think it's 3,000 watt crown amp
Mhm.
through a Sans amp.
Okay.
So the Sans amp pedal is where I get all the tone.
Yeah.
But bro, I'm telling you, man, like when you come out of a break and the fucking bass goes boom,
Fuck yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
dude, and the air is moving and you feel it because
Mhm.
like we rehearse with in-ears because
Yeah.
I have a board over there. So everything is mic'd up, every drum, but we also play tube amps. So the air is still being pushed in the room. So even though we play with in-ears and everybody has their own custom mix, hey, can you turn the vocals up? Can you turn my guitar down? Yeah, we can do all that. So
Yeah.
I get it. Everybody has a custom mix. But the in-ears, they're cute. I love them.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong. They're adorable. However, nothing will ever replace that feeling when the whole band goes boom,
Totally.
and that fucking bass kicks in, dude. Because when the bass guitar player's not there, it's not the same.
Oh,
It does
exactly.
not hit the
Yeah.
same, dude. Like,
Yeah.
like whether you like the guy or not, like the bass players are super awesome.
It's sometimes like until you get to that moment when they're not there is when you really realize.
And
Like,
the reason I said
damn.
even if you don't like him is because everybody hates their bass player. Like it's a meme.
It's a joke,
meme.
yeah.
It's a joke. Everybody. I mean, honestly, usually the bass player is like the coolest guy in the band,
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
most responsible guy in the band, or whatever. He's the most reliable guy in the
Yeah,
band.
for sure.
And
for sure.
I think that's why the meme exists. It's
Yeah.
like fuck him. He's just a bass player.
For sure.
They always have their shit together.
Oh,
dude.
for sure, for sure.
Are there any constant memes or new memes about musicians in Nashville? So here, right? Here
Yeah.
and everywhere in the industry, the cliches are singers are divas, lead guitar players are divas, the bass player or the drummer is the lowest on the totem pole of music, right? Like,
Yeah.
are these same exact tropes
Yeah.
true?
That's-
Or do you have different versions in Nashville?
I mean, I feel like those memes are pretty universal. I mean, I'll see them online still, but
But do you guys like actually believe them in Nashville the way we
No.
do everywhere else? Where
No.
like there's genuine arguments about
think
whether the bass player or the drummer is lower on the totem pole. By
I
the way,
think-
it's the bass player.
no, the drummer is the most important person in the band other than the singer.
He's
I
the
think.
offensive line.
Yeah.
Correct. The
yeah.
drummer is the offensive line.
For sure.
No credit, all the responsibility.
Yeah, totally. I don't. I just think everyone, like, not everyone, but the majority of musicians are just so good down there that not really. I mean,
Are
everyone.
there any personality tropes that even new ones that don't
Yeah.
exist in the mainstream culture? Like, oh well, actually in Nashville, all the lead guitar players are actually super quiet and humble. That's what I'm saying. Like, is there any weird cliches that are new or maybe even glorified in Nashville?
Not really that I can think of off the top of
Nothing?
my head. No, not really. I mean, I feel some people still.
Because it's not LA. That's
Yeah,
why.
I mean,
Because it's not LA,
yeah,
dude. That's
yeah.
why, dude.
I mean, some people will
It's a
still
bunch
make
of
yeah.
normal dudes down there being awesome at shit.
Yeah, I mean, some people will still make like the bass player jokes or whatever, but like everyone knows it. You know, it's not true. Like,
Right.
like it's just a joke. You
And
know, it's just a
everybody
thing.
knows it's not true here,
Yeah.
but like we take these jokes very seriously.
That we do not like.
Oh,
yeah,
It's so funny.
but
Oh, I love it, dude. I got to take a piss break. What time is it? Because you do have a hard out. Quarters. You got a 7:30. You said you got to get out of here.
yeah, so somewhere around there. I was gonna go to the Jam at Shaw's and just
Yeah.
hang out.
So let's take a quick piss break. You sent us one track. Play one of the Montoya tunes, or we can play that
We
one
can play it
again.
again. Why not?
Let's play it again. Okay. I gotta piss this time, buddy.
Another battle with myself, and I can't say
wife bought me a Nutty Buddy candle.
Oh, that
It
sounds
does not. It does not smell like a Nutty Buddy. It smells pretty. Yeah, Nutter Butter. Now it's a Nutty Buddy. Just so you know. Yeah, but it used to be called a Nutter Butter.
That's like
Another butter's
that's the cookie sandwich.
Oh, it used to be called a Nutty Bar.
That yeah.
Yeah, it used to be called a Nutty Bar. Now it's called a Nutty Buddy.
Okay.
Stupid. My wife bought me a candle, and it does not smell like that. It smells good. Don't get me wrong. but
Mm.
It smells better than the cigars, but it does not smell like Nutty Bars. It's a goddamn lie.
For sure, for sure.
What were you talking about? Oh, one thing I wanted to talk to you about before you left is something Brad said on the last break. So Nashville is about a quarter mile, this strip that we're talking about,
Yeah.
Broadway. It's basically about a quarter mile by a quarter mile. And what did you say? 60 bars and 170 bars and 164 stages?
Is that an estimate or is that like pretty accurate?
They call it, it's Broadway.
It's impressive, man. It's really, yeah.
I think you said 164 stages, 164 stages, 146 stages.
Yeah.
And on a Friday, Saturday night, they're all full.
For the most part, from what I,
176 times an average of 4 people per band. That's a lot of working musicians.
from what I've heard from people who have lived there for several years, I think like at least like 40% of these bars have just popped up within the last 2 years alone.
But they're still full.
I feel like maybe not as full as they were 2 years ago, just because there's a lot more bars now. I mean,
Okay.
they're still decent. Like, it's not like we're playing to dead rooms. Like, you can still get a packed room, you know. But like, from what I heard, like 2 years ago, like with 40% less bars, stages, like it.
I have heard that a lot of celebrities have opened new bars.
Most of them are celebrity bars. Yeah.
And they slap for like 3 months, and then they're a normal bar after that.
I think like in the last, like since I've been there, Bon Jovi's has opened, Morgan Wallen's bar has opened, Luke Combs' bar has opened, Post Malone's bar has opened. I'm sure there's a lot more, but like
Jelly
even those,
Roll, right?
yeah, Jelly Rolls. Those are 5 big names, you know, like just within the last year and a half of me living there.
Yeah, and I heard they slap for about 3 to 6 months, and then they're just a normal bar after that.
Yeah,
They're just like every
the
other
hype
bar
at the
on the
beginning.
street.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about celebrities buying bars and putting their names on them and making it their thing. Right?
For sure.
Like, I think if you're actually gonna be there and do the thing and be the guy, I think it's sustainable. Otherwise, I think, especially now, I think it just comes across as a cash grab. And I'm not accusing Post Malone or Jelly Roll or any of these people of doing that. I'm just saying, like, I think it's already starting to become like every celebrity starts an alcohol company now. Oh, I got a tequila, I've got a vodka, I've got a this, I've got a that, right? Like everything is about you get famous and then you brand yourself.
Totally.
I'm doing colognes and belts. I'm never going to get famous. I've accepted that a long time ago. I accepted that when I started doing jobber gigs, which is what Palma's doing.
Okay. Oh yeah. I was watching you guys' podcast a little bit.
First half was a little rough. We had some audio issues.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
Simple fix. We got to figure it out eventually. Took too long, but we got to figure it out. Won't happen again.
For sure.
That's what happens when you take 2 fucking months off, man. Like all the little weird shit that pops up. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I forgot that. That's a thing. That
Yep.
happens all the time. Fuck.
Totally.
Fuck, it sucks. So when you do finally get off days
Yeah.
in Nashville, what the fuck do you do for fun down there? As a Nashville musician, what do you guys do for fun on your off days? Other than relax and rest and take care of your bodies.
Honestly, I'm either sitting at home writing or practicing, or I'll go grab a beer with the buddies. You know, it's just every once in a while, because Jeremy lives with me now. We're roommates, and like,
Shout out to Jeremy.
yeah,
Jones.
shout out Jeremy, man. I mean, it's getting a little colder now. We can still do it, but during the summer we'd like frisbee golf and do all that. But like, really, that's my only like hobby, frisbee golf, and like I'm really into football. Other than those 2 things, it's just music for me, you know. So
That's sick.
yeah.
You ever go to any Titans games down there?
I have
for,
not yet. I need to find a day that works because they're not good, so tickets are really cheap. So we'll see. For sure, probably next season, but I haven't yet. But yeah,
I heard the University of Tennessee games are.
yeah,
From my college football friends, they said the only thing that they've experienced outside of like Michigan, which has 110,000 people in that stadium.
yeah.
They said the University of Texas.
Yeah, I've never used to be into college football, but I've been getting into it a little more just because I'm in the South now, and you're around people who went to Alabama, you're around Tennessee, you're like all these great college teams, and up here, we have the Gophers, so
Exactly,
like,
dude, exactly.
So
Yeah, our college football team just gets their ass kicked by everybody else. Same thing, right? Oh, why can't the Gophers be good? And somebody has the balls to be like the weather.
yeah,
I'm like, Wisconsin
They-
is
yeah.
awesome. Iowa is awesome.
They have great
Every
players
year.
coming out there.
Michigan
Yeah.
just won the state championship. They don't have better weather than us. And then somebody goes, "Oh, well, you're a small town." Bro, Indiana is on fire this year. Indiana is not a cooler place to be than Minnesota.
no,
like what are we? Indianapolis is not a better city than Minneapolis. Maybe they have certain. Actually, it is. It is a little bit better. I've heard about this. They have some amazing steakhouses because they have the combine that comes in every
Oh,
year.
hell yeah.
So
Yeah.
I actually have heard Indianapolis is actually one of the sneaky cool spots in the country.
for sure.
You played Indianapolis? I've never been there.
Not yet. No, I've been through it, but I haven't played there yet.
I've heard that's the sneaky spot.
Yeah.
that's the come up spot. That in Kansas City, which is why I mentioned.
Okay, yeah, I've been
earlier.
there.
I'm looking
Yeah.
at Kansas City because
Hell yeah.
Kansas City is a cool. They get a little bit of snow,
hmm
right? They get a little bit of snow, so you still get to get your little white Christmas. Feel like it's winter.
You get that barbecue too.
Yeah, dude. And I like Kansas City barbecue sauce. I like that.
I thought
flavor.
barbecue would be good in Nashville, but it's really not. Fried chicken is really good. I really like the Asian food there. Not
Well,
very
you,
good.
you know what the barbecue war is, right?
No, what is it?
So there's three. There's three
yeah.
in the barbecue war that claim the best.
Carolina.
Yep, North Carolina.
my favorite.
Specifically North Carolina. But
Yep.
yes, Carolinas in general, but specifically North Carolina,
Yep.
Kansas City, and Texas. And the big argument is what it boils down to is their sauces. So you
Yep.
like Carolina?
Yeah.
So they use like a mayonnaise and mustard
And
based
there's a
sauce.
vinegar thing to it too, because I've never had Carolina barbecue until we played there for the first time like a year and a half ago, and I tried that. I've just never had anything like it before. It's just so
It's
good.
mostly mayonnaise and mustard based sauces.
Yeah.
The true vinegar based sauce, that's actually Kansas City.
Really? Okay.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
And then Texas, I think it's more like molasses.
It's like sweet barbecue.
I think it's
Yeah.
molasses. But yeah, those are the three places that for 50 years, we have the best barbecue in the country. Florida's
Yeah.
got some great barbecue. Minnesota's coming up.
It's
Wisconsin's
crazy
coming
how,
up,
like-
but it's still those three.
Yeah, how like passionate some people are, because
Mm-hmm.
the bass player in my main Broadway band, he's from North Carolina, and when I told him North Carolina barbecue is like my favorite I've ever had, he just seemed like the proudest person ever.
Yeah.
Like they're just like
Yep.
so into it.
And then they'll
Uh,
also tell you it's only barbecue when you're making pork.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
a thing from the South. Like you only barbecue pork.
That actually makes sense, because like
Everything else
Yeah.
is grilling or smoking.
that makes sense, because when I've been to a lot of places and on the menu it'll say like chopped barbecue, but it doesn't really like say what meat it's always
pork.
pork. Yeah,
Yep.
it's like pulled pork.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's true, but there are people that say it's true.
Okay.
That's a thing
From what I've seen, it's
from
true.
the
yeah.
South. Like
yeah.
barbecue is pork, and
Yeah.
everything else is grilling and smoking.
Okay. Yeah.
Smoked meats,
hmm
that's everything that's not, because pork is barbecue.
For
And
sure.
I'm not saying that's true, but there's people that make that distinction and make that argument.
Yeah.
That's part of that world. It's the barbecue world's a weird place too, dude, because like they have an absolute racial, sexual, and body bias. So they don't like skinny cooks, they don't like white cooks, and they don't like female cooks.
Really?
Yeah. So if you want to win a contest, being a overweight black guy is an asset. And I'm not making this up. This is something that's known. It's talked about. It's been written about. Like, yeah, dude, like if you're a female barbecue cook, it is almost impossible for you to win a competition. You have to be so overwhelmingly better than everybody else in order to win, because you're a woman. Same thing if you're skinny. If you're a skinny cook, people don't trust you. You don't know flavor. You're not fat. you don't know flavor. You're skinny.
Yeah.
What do you know about flavor? And same thing if you're white. And there's the other one I forgot, if you're from the north. They don't respect if you're from Michigan, if you're from Chicago, if you're from North Dakota, fuck off.
I kind of get that though, because you weren't around it. I get that.
I
Yeah.
mean, you could have.
Yeah.
You could have been around it.
Yeah,
Like,
but yeah.
that's the crazy thing is like your granddad could be from Mississippi.
Yeah.
He might be the best barbecue cook in the world. But because he lived in North Dakota and you're white and skinny, you don't know shit. Obviously, it's not true, but this
Yeah.
is a real thing, dude.
For
Like,
sure,
The
for sure.
barbecue world it's interesting because like, I think comedy and music, it's a true meritocracy. So you could be an overweight black woman, but if you shred, no one cares. You write dope riffs. That's all we care about, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you would agree with that. Any musician, yeah, no one cares. The metal community specifically, I feel like, is the most accepting of anybody of any gender,
I would agree with that,
sexual
yeah.
orientation, race, creed, religion. We don't give a fuck. Are you writing fat riffs? Are you writing fucking spanky, tasty
That's all
riffs?
that matters.
Dude,
Yeah,
then we
that's all that
like
matters.
you. Are
Yep.
you playing fat beats, homeboy? Because you could be the whitest cracker on the planet, and if you're playing fat beats, we're down, bro. And it doesn't matter. So I think these like artistic things are super open to everybody. We don't give a fuck. But in these other worlds, oh no, that shit suddenly matters again, you know? And they have their own weird little shit. I think it's just a weird little interesting thing. And I noticed it more and more as I became good at cooking food outside in my smoker and on the grill, and I started watching the YouTubes and started watching these barbecue competitions. And my wife is from the South. My wife is from North Carolina. That's why
Okay.
I've been down there so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, you go down there and you just experience it different. The other thing I noticed is how much more polite people are from
I
the
noticed
South.
that too.
Like this whole Minnesota nice thing. Dude, we are assholes.
Passive aggressive.
We are fucking assholes up here. They
Yeah.
are so nice down there, dude.
Yeah.
That has to be your most enjoyable part about being in the South.
Yeah, I noticed it right away. And I think my dad even mentioned it
manners.
the first time he visited there. Yeah, it's just people just seem more genuine.
They say an armed society is a polite
Yeah,
society.
and it kind of goes back to what I was saying before.
And
just
everybody down there
Yeah.
has guns.
kind of what I was saying before. Back to like, you know, people just go out there. Like, it's like I feel like it's like a 10 times, you know, more chance that someone's gonna come up to me and just talk to me, a random stranger, than up here. You know, people just want to like talk to people. They want to communicate. You know, I just
They're
like
going out for fun.
yeah.
Here, it's like you go out to like brag about what you have. You go out to get bitches. You go out to. There's like a weird motivation behind why you're going out. And I might be wrong about this, but that's what it feels like. Whereas like it seems like what you're describing is we go out to be social. We go out to have fun.
More
we
of a
go out
community.
to experience
Yeah.
live music.
Totally.
You guys got to get out of here, right? All right. Well, let's wrap this up, man. Where can people follow you?
I think I'm most active on Instagram and Facebook. But you could also find me on TikTok too. Been working on that a little bit.
Yeah, we did put your TikTok
Yep,
and your
sweet.
Instagram in there. so
Sweet. Okay.
we got the links in the description.
Yeah, those are my 3 main channels. So you can find me there. As far as the next year, I feel like I got a lot of original stuff coming up. You know, you got a little preview of my solo material here. I'm getting my band going again, and maybe other surprises in store. So I'm excited to
Are
see.
you still thinking about doing a Stormbaker reboot down there?
I would like to. Right now, me and Jeremy are still working together, and we got a new drummer. As far as it's going to be like just another Stormbreaker, I don't know yet. It doesn't really
It's
see.
such a great name.
Yeah,
though,
it
dude.
is. As of right now, I will say it's leaning towards new band, but that doesn't mean like just because this band doesn't end up being that doesn't mean that it still can't happen.
Right.
You know, like I'd like to do both, honestly. Like because our new band is kind of like we still have those influences, but we're a little more modern into it. Like we're incorporating like kind of like Alter Bridge, Breaking Benjamin, kind of like more like chunky riffs. But we're
You
still.
listen to Don Brocco?
I know a few songs. I actually like a few of the songs I've heard.
Dude.
Yeah.
that singer's voice
Mhm.
at the beginning of his career, very nasally,
Mhm.
a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
But that fucking guitar player, drummer, and bass player
Mhm.
with those backing vocals, totally on point.
Mhm.
They lost me for a little point in their career,
Mhm.
but dude, they just dropped a new single today.
Oh, I didn't hear
or
that
a few
one yet.
days ago.
Yeah.
It's called Disappear.
Okay.
It popped up, and I was like, "Oh, Don Brocco, this is why you guys need to do this the right way." Because today I logged into Apple Music, and I was like, "Oh, they dropped a new song? Yeah,
Yeah.
play."
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
listened to it like 4 times in a row because they got heavy.
Oh, sweet.
Dude,
Okay.
they
yeah.
got heavy.
'Cause that's
like,
no- yeah.
it's super interesting. They completely have shifted gears, and they're like, "We're gonna be heavy now."
Because I've heard some stuff from like all like the few songs I really like from them.
And I mean heavy, not like death metal.
Yeah.
Heavy. Like, take it with a grain of salt, guys.
Because I've listened to it, and the songs that are very rock metal influenced, those are the ones I like, and they throw hip hop stuff in there too, which I like.
little
but
bit, yeah,
but if
yeah,
it's just that, I'm like, eh. But I like the sound of that then, so I'll check it out.
We'll wrap this up. I'll play it for you before you get out of here.
Okay.
Dude, because you'll be like, really? That's
Yeah.
no. We're not doing it. No. Will, kill it. Jeez. Twice is enough.
Song will be out soon.
Dude, you were batting 1,000, bro. You were batting 1,000. Now you're down to 888. Still a great batting average. It's Hall of Fame levels of batting average. You did a great job tonight, Will. We're not. You did a great job. Do not feel bad about that mistake. That was an innocent little. Of course you're not getting fired, dude. I'll never fire you, Will. I will never fire Will. Let that be known. I got shit. One last little quick thing.
Yeah.
I got shit. Good shit.
Okay.
Somebody gave me shit,
Mhm.
and it was good. It was valid.
Okay.
Somebody was like, dude, you need to be careful about how you talk to people around you at shows. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they were like, dude, somebody saw you yelling at Will. And I was like, I wasn't yelling at Will. And they were like, here's what you said. And I was like, oh. That was immediately after I came off stage and my adrenaline was pumping.
Mhm.
And Will and I both yell. Like, but I talked to Will, and Will's like, you weren't mean to me.
Yeah.
Like, so it was just a bad look.
For sure.
So
yeah.
that's the last piece of advice is like, even if you're not doing something wrong, understand people are watching you.
Totally.
and it can look really bad really fast. So
For sure.
follow him, TikTok, Instagram, links are in the comments. If you want to follow me, I'm Jared Singer Live on all platforms. The Montoya Machine is not currently doing anything, but if you want to follow the Montoya Machine for anything that they have going forward, you can follow them at the Montoya Machine literally anywhere. There's nobody else with that name. So we're out. Love you guys. Thank you. Please like and subscribe and share. We're trying to build the podcast up and get it monetized. We're back again. We had to take another break for a different reason, but it is what it is. We love you guys, and we'll see you next week. Peanut shot.